All right, what's up, everybody? I'm JD Blay. I got my buddy Levi here with me today.
How's it going?
And sirgitfidl is, or his children are on the phone call with us.
No, it's Kirstel.
Kirstel. Well, tell her we said hi.
They said hi. The whole internet can hear you.
Oh, way to throw her under the bus. All right, so this is the music video that we're going to be working on. I don't know why I'm not. Do I get audio? Okay. You're probably, I probably need to send you audio so you can hear it, huh, Eric? Or do you even care about hearing the guitar part? Okay. So let's look at some reference images to get a quick feel for where we're going. I was thinking like, I don't know quite what to search for this, but like Venice. Oh, that's what I want to search for, is like Venice Beach evening kind of look.
Yeah.
You know, like this image here, kind of.
Yeah.
These kind of things. What do you have in, like this right here maybe is kind of a cool, it's a little more yellowy than I would be thinking would be like what we would want in the long run, but
Yeah.
like, you know, it's even got the graffiti on the wall, kind of like the place.
Got the cool shadows and then lights, hopefully just a little bit more orange than that, but
Exactly.
it's a
Like
good starting point.
Just imagine pushing those yellows in a little bit more orange, and I feel like that's kind of what I'm thinking. Did you have any particular thoughts in mind, Eric?
Nope.
Easy.
Good. Does that get you enough kind of a reference of
Yeah.
something
maybe
like this
scroll a
right
couple
here?
more. Yeah. Looking for something a little bit brighter because we have a lot of, not a lot, but a few
A lot of
parts.
highlights.
Yeah, highlights that are overexposed in our image.
Right, and I'm kind of hoping we can kind of give it a little bit more of a dusky kind of look with what we push into colors.
Yeah.
Something like that is like really,
Yeah.
really what I'd be hoping for. Like I kind of like
like
this
that.
like washed out pastel blue kind of thing.
What do you see if you scroll in those like related images? Because that seems like a good,
It looks like the same image.
yeah.
Where was that? It's right here. So if we look at some of these related images,
I think that's, yeah, the ballpark of it.
this one right here is kind of like really, although this is a pretty cool, this is the same thing, but the blue looks a little different. But yeah,
Yep.
I think that kind of gets us there. So first things first, let's do the color checker. This is going to get us a huge part of the way. Also, let's marvel at the beautiful look on Eric's face there. You still here, Eric? Nope.
Yeah, there's an ad running, so I can't see what you're looking at yet.
We're looking at this glorious smile on your face with the color checker.
Oh, nice.
So let's run the color checker. Did that actually go that time? Oh yeah, that definitely ran.
And we're done.
And finished. So we've got our still up here on number 2. Let's go back to the other timeline.
We're just going to copy that on.
Handsome devil.
He's something. And then what was it? Just apply grade. It looks like it did it to everything. So let's go look at individual shots over here on number 1. If I bypass that. No, that doesn't seem like it did anything, did it?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so how did we get this to work before? Wait, does this even have the... This doesn't look like the still I made. Play still. Oh, that's certainly not what I wanted.
That might have been the still that we then kind of reset, took all the grades away from.
Yeah. How do I... Oh, God. So let's go back over to this. Color checker timeline. Let's just make a new still.
Yeah.
There it is. So what did I do? Didn't I just like hit the copy button?
Yeah.
And then apply grade. It looks like it did something down here, but I don't see a difference. Like, it doesn't look like it applied it properly.
Did you just copy the node and then apply that grade?
I don't know. I love how we did this so easily.
I know. We're like, oh, we practiced it.
Copy. Use remote grades, apply grade. Like, it looks like it's trying to do it, but it's like it's not copying whatever's on here. Let me go look at the color checker again here real quick. I'm going to delete these. Can you delete these? Yeah. So grab still. That should have the grade information on it. Maybe is this what I want to copy? Doop, 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 boop, boop-a-doo. Let's try this. Let's just do it with one real fast.
Could always make a LUT too out of the conversion.
Yeah. Where is apply grade? Why am I not even seeing it now?
It's not there.
Okay, so doing it that way did not copy it. Copy. Apply grade. Yeah, it's just like not doing it. I see it like messing with the nodes, but it's not adding it. Well then, that's interesting. Sorry for the delay here, Eric. The funny thing is we made sure that we were ready to go on this.
Can we just Command Z back to when we pulled it off?
Maybe. I should have. No, it doesn't look like we can go back far enough. Damn. Damn.
That's so weird.
Yeah, this is really odd. Play still. That's not what I wanted to do.
Can you click and drag the still on the rest of them?
Nope. Oh, I know what it is. I remember now. I got it. Boom. There we go. We got it now.
That looks good.
I was forgetting the dumbest design choice in the world, that it's not Control C to copy the grade, it's press down on the mouse wheel.
Oh, yep.
God damn it. Okay. You still here, Eric? Or did you give up?
Barely.
All right, we're ready to start working. Let's pick a frame to start working off of. So I'm going to kind of scrub through. I think we should pick a shot that has some decent highlights in it, but also has some... Oh. How do I scroll?
I mean, maybe at the very end where it's panning down from the holes in the wall to me. That might
Okay.
be the
That makes
highest.
sense.
Next to the window shot, I mean, the window shot will actually be the highest.
This shot
Yeah.
may not be a bad shot to work off of.
Oh, that's true.
I
'Cause
used
it's-
something like
yeah.
that in my practice grade for this.
Let me make sure I got something with plenty of skin tones here. Do we have let me see if we have another version of that shot somewhere else in the video that gives us a little bit more context. I guess that's kind of about the same, isn't it? But I think this will work
Do we have a little bit of a wider version of that shot?
somewhere.
I remember seeing like when we were practicing the glow on that.
Yeah, where was that? Somewhere over here.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That'll work. Let's see here. Yeah, I think we want like the very first frame of that shot. So we get that. Yeah, that gives us good skin tones and everything to work off of. So let's start here. What do you want to do first, Levi?
So we're not doing any conversions out of the Cinephore mode, are we?
We can try and start there and see if we find something we like.
Yeah, I definitely adding the amount of contrast we want would be my first move. And
So you wanna-
trying to get the skin brightness up, 20%.
So you want to mess around with that color space transform and see if something cool comes out of that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll add a couple serial nodes here. So this one is where we'll add the color space transform. Oh, so output color space should definitely be Rec 709. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, that's right. Rec 709. And then the output gamma needs to be a Cineon film log, and it's going to look all kinds of weird for a minute.
Okay.
Also, I still don't quite... Isn't there a way to, like, do the labeling that's a little bit cleaner?
I haven't found a hotkey to, like, get into the label easily.
So then here, what we want to do is go to LUTs, which are up here on number 2. And this is going to be a little bit tricky because it's going to be hard to show both screens. But what we want is film looks. So I'm going to come back over here so that everyone can see what's going on here.
So these are the different options of film looks.
Yeah, these are the different kind of film log looks. That one's okay.
Yeah, then we could just pull the shadows down from that.
That one's a kind of a cooler look, this Fuji. I don't hate that one. Not a huge fan of that one.
I think I like that Fuji one for now.
Yeah, so far that's the one that's really kind of stuck out to me. The Kodak's a little red. That's a little magenta-y. Same. Yeah, I think this one right here is the winner.
Yeah.
So we're gonna drop that on, and then I think we want to start doing our curves and stuff before that. So let's label this. Call it film LUT.
And that step probably wasn't entirely necessary since we didn't shoot log, but if you're good with that, I like where that gets us as a starting point.
I do too. I think it's starting to blow the highlights out in kind of a pleasing way.
Yeah.
And if we get rid of them and come back, like it evens out the exposure quite a bit. So
definitely.
Curves next, do you think?
Yep.
What are your thoughts, Eric? He's not even here.
Sorry, I have to unmute myself every time.
Oh, you can just leave.
This house is loud.
Oh, gotcha. All the chitlins.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Cool.
Okay,
yeah,
we'll call
next
this
is
color checker.
You know, brightness contrast curves and then primary corrections, and then we can start with the look.
So let's do this. Let's go ahead and add a serial node, because we kind of know a little bit of where we're going. We're going to do curves, and you said like contrast curves. So we'll just call that contrast.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do next. Oops, didn't mean to break the connection there. And then what were you saying we do next, like primaries?
Yeah, I think adding the contrast curves right there before the film conversion is good, but I might want to do primaries after.
Oh, okay. So we'll start adding nodes in as we go.
I think so.
Contrast curve. So are you wanting to work with like these curves down here?
That's what I would do.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You kind of know where let me get my phone out of your way here.
No worries. And when I did this previously, I had to add a couple of them just to make sure I got the...
Is that a super uncomfortable reach for you to be able to work with that?
That's great. My best to watch the scopes.
Here, I have an idea to maybe help you out with the scopes.
Yeah.
You ready? There you go.
Oh, thank you.
Kind of a weird... We got put it up on a different monitor so he can take a look.
Let's see. I tend to overdo it with the contrast, so I really don't want to do that early, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Just do a really slight S-curve, though. And then I think something that we liked on our reference images was having the shadows. This is going to be dramatic, but like up really high like that, you know, but it gives it kind of that film softness, you know.
To go up with them instead of down.
Just a little bit.
I tend to like to go up with them instead of down for sure. To not have any true black.
Maybe I'll just... Because they're kind of high as it is right now. I can probably just bring other ones closer to that.
Yeah.
I have kind of a side view of the screen too.
It's starting to get a lot more contrast back.
I think I'm good with that as a starting point.
All right.
If you are.
Yeah, that looks good to me.
Okay.
So what do you want to take on next?
I mean, there's not much correction left to do after using that color checker.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it would be primaries, and then from there we could build the look.
Right. Maybe take a look at stuff in the HDR wheels, maybe.
Yes.
Do you want to do that before the color space transforms, you think?
I think I'll do it after. That
Do
way
it
any
after?
of the color changes we make after should all be affected the same, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and clean up that node graph. And then one thing I kind of like to do, I'm going to try this. Let's parallel that. Oops, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to add a layer node in here. Is that right? Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Add a layer node. And then one more. So what I kind of like to do with this, let's see if I can get this to look clean on the node graph. But if we're going to do HDR stuff, basically I like to kind of break each wheel up into its own parallel node so we can
Perfect.
bypass them separately. So let's, I'm going to label these real quick so I can remember. We'll call this one dark, and we'll call this one shadow. And hopefully I did it right. I'm going to do something kind of aggressive with them real quick just to make sure that it's set up the way that I think it is. And this will be global. I need to like build a layer, like a node tree that I can load in and like work off
Yeah.
of. I've still haven't started doing that yet, and I probably should.
For sure.
So like if we take the dark, for example, and go super red with it, and the shadow, and go super blue with it.
And these are parallel nodes.
Yes.
Okay.
So they should be getting mixed back in together here.
Right. Rather than
Like-
being stacked.
Exactly. So we can go into our global and bring up the global exposure and bring up the light and throw that into green. So now they should all combine horribly in that particular instance, but
It's working though.
that did not reset all of the ones I had selected, did it? There we go. It still didn't. Okay, so now we can address each one kind of on its own terms. So what do you want to start with? You want to start with the global?
I think so.
Exposure wise, do you think we need to come up? Because we can definitely, I mean, we're starting to blow out some of these highlights that are, or we're starting to crush the highlights a bit more, but we can definitely start bringing that overall exposure up a little bit. I don't necessarily feel like it needs it per se, but
How does that compare to bringing like the shadow or light exposure up? Because I'm hesitant to lose highlights early.
sure. So you want to try bringing the shadow exposure up?
Just, yeah, I want to see what it would look like.
So that's starting to push it quite a bit.
I like
That's just
that
a little bit.
in terms of getting his skin brighter without losing more detail up top there.
Yeah, that feels like it's even a bit much to me.
Yeah, maybe split that.
Also, while we're doing this, I'm gonna real quickly. I'm gonna bring this up. Just give us a little bit of. We're not
Perfect.
listening to the guitar. We're not playing, so
I love it.
having a little background noise is not so bad. Okay, so let's bring that back in. We're definitely losing some of like the dark shadows, but I don't hate it. How do you feel about that? Is that about where you want it to sit?
Yeah, I think that, I mean, the before and after makes this seem a lot brighter, but I think that's still a relatively dark image. We're not
Oh, yeah.
losing the look there.
But if
Yeah.
we look at the scopes here, like if I bypass it, we're really just
Yeah,
subtly raising up the shadows, and we'll probably use some contrast to push that back down a little bit.
I like that. I'm comfortable with that.
All right. So dark. I don't even know what dark is. Is that like the blacks?
Yes, I honestly don't know how it's much different than the shadows. Are these the HDR log curves?
These are the HDR
Okay.
curves. I don't know what just happened there. I turned off part of the menu and I don't know where it went. Because we got primaries and then HDR wheels. So that's what we're looking at, is the HDR wheels.
I'm honestly not seeing too much correction left to do on this. That color chart, I mean,
It
really
just
got
does
us
so
most
much
the way
of it,
there.
yeah. I do think pushing this dark down
Yeah.
looks really nice.
Okay.
Because all it's doing is just taking the darkest darks. Like here, let me, before and after, especially in the shirt and the hair, I'm noticing the biggest
Yeah.
difference there.
Makes the skin pop a little bit. I like that.
And if we
Great
bypass, just the sexiest of sexy. So like we're bringing skin tones up a touch, and I think we're getting some good contrast out of doing that. Especially looking at, like, if you look at like his arm right there, kind of
Yep.
helps separate that out a little bit.
Yeah.
How's our highlights looking though? Are we like, we're really not touching them too much doing this, are we?
Doesn't seem like we're losing much with this so far.
Yeah, one of those things that I'm really trying to be good about while we're streaming is that, like, I love Kazi's videos. But one of the things that I hate that he does is he'll be like, see how it looks better? And you're like, I didn't even have time to fucking look at it.
Yeah. Way to beat on that, yeah.
Okay, and then this light, like, this is really barely playing at all right now. Oh, it's not even doing anything. We haven't touched it yet. So if we push this, what does this start doing? That's interesting.
That gives us the bleach bypass look.
Yeah, and
That's what you want.
I kind of do want to push that a little bit. I don't know if this is the right place to start doing that, but
I was actually just thinking I maybe save that kind of grunge look for our next set of
Next
color
set of
correction.
nodes.
And maybe doing the glow close to next might make sense.
yeah.
So we can color
I like
it
that
how we
too.
want to.
A lot of those early '90s Chili Peppers videos, like shot around Venice, they had that super overexposed sort of thing.
Yeah, we were talking about that, like how it's kind of a pretty common thing, especially in that like era of videos.
Yeah.
So we're planning on, like, honestly, I think we could even push it to something fairly aggressive. But I don't, like, I'm with you that might be like a down the line in the node tree thing to do,
Yeah.
rather than right here.
And I do think, I hope that we can increase the brightness without losing the detail. Like you see that whole pole, just all the graffiti on it got lost.
Yeah, let me push that again so I can see, like, which one are you talking about? This one right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely losing some of that.
I think we can get the look.
Oh, yeah, you
without
lose a lot of that.
sacrificing Yeah.
But I'm also, like, pushing it incredibly hard right here. Like,
Yeah.
so let me reset that. Do we want to push that light up at all in this stage, you think? We can also mess with like the pivot and the mid-tone of it as well. Also one thing this does is it doesn't like actually separate them the way it would be cool if it did, because it'd be nice if we could like change the temperature of just those highlights, but not the mid-tones.
Yeah, that's some part of the image looks a bit off color to me, and I'm trying to figure out which range it's in. So I'm not leaning in. I'm just trying to get
You're fine.
Straight on view of this.
Here, I can do this too while we're sitting here. Maybe that'll help you out.
Yeah. What about a tiny bit of warmth in either the light or the I guess the mids or high tones?
So you're thinking maybe like the light is like start and push that into like some orange and red.
Yes, just a tiny bit.
Let's see how this works. Boy, you like breathe on that and it's too much.
Yeah, maybe not at this stage.
I mean, adding a touch of it. Oh, hold on, I'm still pushing the bleach bypass a bit. Like, that's just adding a touch of those reds, and I don't hate what that does.
Yeah.
It's maybe still a little bit much, and maybe if I push it down towards orange a tiny bit more.
Yep.
It's just, let's see if I can, it's still maybe even a little bit.
Yeah, it's maybe half
Oh,
of that.
wow. That just gets so aggressive so fast. Actually, don't these like dial it back? Oh, this is how we can limit the
Okay.
range.
Interesting.
Is that what this is telling me here? I think
like
this is
that on the
telling
high
me.
end there.
So now that we're just kind of isolating the top, now what happens if we just like super push it? I think I got to move it back to be able to see anything of what it's doing. Now we're like really just getting those highlights. Obviously it's way pushed, but
Yeah.
just to see, let me zero that back out and kind of.
I could take or leave this.
I really like that. Like,
That's it.
it's a super subtle, so that's out, that's in.
Okay, yeah.
And it's just pushing a
Warms
little
it
bit
up.
of that, like, makes it look a little bit later in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I could even
Yep.
maybe go for a tiny bit more of that since it's just hitting those highlights. But I think as we make decisions down the road, it's going to compound on this.
Right.
So that's probably enough at this stage.
I think that'll play well into the glow, which
Yeah.
is probably coming up soon.
Yeah, like if you all want to kind of get an idea of what I'm looking at, like if you just look at like the blown out highlights, especially in that bottom right hand corner of the image, you just get this nice little bit of orange, that orangey yellow that kind of helps sell that it's a little bit later in the day than it really was.
Yeah.
All right, let's bring the global back in. One thing we could look at here is like kind of our global temperature and tint. Do we need to make any adjustments to that, or are they already pretty good because of our color checker?
Yeah.
It really kind of solved all of those problems that you're typically fighting.
Can I
Yeah.
see what a tiny bit of green would do?
I was curious about throwing a bit of green into this.
That was just like one click, I think.
Is that in?
Maybe, yeah.
It almost feels like it was adding magenta.
It was.
So is it? Oh, okay, I see. It clicked the wrong direction.
It did. These things are so sensitive.
I like that.
And then maybe.
Cool it off just a tiny bit. So let me see here.
that.
That's before. The only thing that's funny is it's like it almost entirely backstepping that node.
Yeah. I was looking more at his skin tone than the highlights
Yeah.
there. Because like a 90s kind of VHS, I feel like had a bit more green in it, you know?
And you can't limit the global one, can you? Doesn't seem like.
Maybe I was undoing what you just did because I need to see the glow to know if I like that highlight change.
Should we just put the glow in after the film LUT, you think? Before we hit the HDR wheels, or would it hit after the HDR wheels?
Well, we're starting to change the look in the HDR wheels more so than correct it. So maybe we should undo any look changes we made, add the glow, and then affect the look of the glow after it's in.
So bypass all of these for the moment, is what you're saying?
At least the highlight changes. I want to say the dark changes we made could be a good just corrective.
Okay, so we'll
Leave
just
in.
bypass both of these for the moment.
Yeah.
And we'll come back to that.
Yep.
You think the glow should happen back here, or should it happen? I think the glow makes sense to happen after, so that it's hitting the colors that are already affected. Does that make sense? Like if we
Yep.
push stuff into orange, then it'd be glowing that orange rather than double correcting.
Yeah.
So where's this glow at? Glow. Oh man, immediately awesome. It
And
needs
that
to-
does some of the bypass look that you want to, you know?
Yeah, I mean it's gonna need some tweaking for sure. But so what's going on here with this? Oh, okay, I see what's happening. It's because of this thing. Once you get like a lot of nodes going on, it gets kind of messy to keep your node graph super clean, I've found. So we're gonna call this glow. Obviously, we don't want to hit it that hard, but let's.
Can we bring the shelf up for like what it's grabbing to glow? I guess the
Yeah.
threshold.
Here's all of our stuff over here.
Yeah, shine threshold there.
So you want to bring that up so it's hitting more.
Other direction.
Oh, you want it to be more selective with how it's grabbing.
Yeah, we can make it give it more glow, but I only want it to give the windows or the light glow. You know what I mean?
I gotcha. So let's do this. Let's turn the opacity way up so we see where it's hitting. And right now, I think it's only hitting those highlights.
Yep.
I don't think we really want that. Like that's probably a little too bright. or too much opacity,
Yeah.
but I want to see what it's doing. I want to see what some of these things. So the spread I think is cool because it softens it up.
Yeah. See, like the ground there starts to kind of come over the guitar with his hand.
Yeah, and I feel like we can push that spread pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
What's this H and V ratio? Oh, okay, horizontal and vertical. I think that one maybe should just be zeroed out.
Yeah.
Just leave it as kind of like a circular relative spread. What does that do? Oh, that's weird. It's changing like the colors of what it's affecting.
Oh yeah, RGB.
So let's keep that one
Yeah.
zeroed out. Oh, okay, relative spread red, green, and blue. I
Right.
see. Gain. Should we?
What if you turn the saturation up just for kicks?
It doesn't seem to do a whole lot on this shot.
Yeah. There's not much color up there.
What if we make it not pure white?
Yeah.
Should it have like a bit of a
Orange.
orangey kind of glow to it? Let's see if we can find the right. Maybe like somewhere in. Oh, you know what? There's a better way to do this. Does this have a color picker? Yeah, color picker. I'm gonna try and do like.
Grab the reference photo.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if we can find some. Like, I feel like going for something like this is gonna be a bit too much because it's too different.
Is that too orange? That
This
one?
here.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
I like that color.
I'm gonna move it up here so I can. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to do.
Let's import this still.
Oh yeah. Well, I was just gonna do this. I was just gonna real quickly turn dual screen off
Okay.
and grab it. Where's my?
You need one more monitor in here, man.
Oh man, now I don't know where my nodes are. Yeah, one more monitor. Just what I need. Where's my effect view? Like I see effects are turned on, but I don't know where my effect box is. Do you see it? This?
Oh, right one, right. Right? Oh, no.
That's clip info.
Weird.
Where is it hiding the effect deal? Interesting. Oh, this is how you do this. Timeline. So you can do a timeline grade. Okay. Didn't know that's where that was. Well, maybe this isn't going to work the way I hoped it would have.
You double click it?
Doesn't seem to do it.
Oh, man.
It's weird that like turning that on, like it did something here.
Software is not intuitive to us yet.
No, not even close. Like I feel like it's putting it somewhere that I'm just not seeing where it's putting it. Oh, maybe I got to turn nodes off to, no, that doesn't make any sense. Well, can we just grab a still with this somehow? Like would I have to save the image and import it kind of thing?
Yeah.
That seems overly complicated. We know what we're doing.
There you go.
Well, I have my effect back, but I don't have any way of, because the color picker doesn't go with me.
Maybe just bring it in, because then we could do a wipe if we want to compare the colors. I mean,
Yeah.
There's no blue in there, but
Let me just save this image real quick.
I'm not hell-bent on that image, but I do like that
Oh,
shade of orange.
This isn't going to let me save the image.
Screenshot it.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea.
I do like that green in those
That
lights
is
over
really
there.
that is really cool. So let me put this in our folder. We're under the bridge acoustic, color grading, and then I'll just call this Sunset 1. Come on. Reference colors. Okay, so now let's go back down here and bring that in. Probably just go to our media page, right? One of these days I'm gonna like figure out my way around this program. It's definitely tricky. Okay, so now we've got that.
Process.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So now how do we click on that without, so if we go back into our color tab and I do this, can I come over to my meat? No, I can't. So I'm still not quite sure how I would do this.
Can you bring it in the window in like A/B mode kind of?
Probably, if I could. Oh God, I don't know what's happening there. That's a difference. There should be like a horizontal. There we go. So now I should be able to go to media.
Load it.
How do you do that? Isn't there a way to like tell it to use this as a...
Man, I don't remember. It's been a couple months since I've done this one.
Same.
Can you drag it into the viewer maybe? No, it's not up on this page.
Is there a way down here to like... Actually, maybe what we could do is there a way to like just kind of look at what the hex
value
color is and I
yeah.
can just type that in? I don't know if this has a tool for that or not.
Well, you could bring it in its own timeline, do a color picker on it.
That's true. So let's do a new timeline.
Just hacking our way through this.
Color picking.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Okay. So now what we should be able to do is do in the color tab.
There we go.
We'll just drop our glow in here. And color pick that. What's my hex value? So now...
It's more brown than I expected.
Now let's go back to our deal. Now how do I get this wipe off? Just like that. Okay. We got this. We know what we're doing.
And watch this look horrible.
I know. All that work. Gonna look like trash. No, it
I
actually,
like that.
actually
Yep.
looks really cool.
Yay.
Now, are we hitting it too hard?
Never.
That is kind of nice. I do think if we bring this back in, that's gonna, yeah, that definitely helps play to it now.
Yep.
Because it's kind of like in that same, if we look at these two together, I think they kind of bring in the same. Because without it, it kind of doesn't blend with that concrete so much.
That
What do
really
you
makes
think?
the footage look less like blown out, like it's missing information to me, you know?
Right.
That's good.
I feel like we're getting somewhere you like.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take a moment here. Let's do a couple things. First off, this is completely raw footage. So obviously very different. And let's look at what we've done beyond just the color checker. Does that have a color checker? Oh, it does. Okay, so we've done a bit more than I... oops, that's right. So this is... Oh, I hate that it does that.
Yeah.
So that's just the color checker.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at with a look. I think we're making some solid progress.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think, Eric?
You still with us?
Looking very sexy.
Well, I mean, that's a good compliment considering what we have to work with here.
You should remind me of the horrible thing that I really want to say, but I'm not going to on stream.
I appreciate that.
But I promise it's gold.
You're fired. So,
Who is this guy?
my only complaint now is I feel like the skin tones look like they could get a little bit more warmed up. They look a little pale to me.
Yeah. So here, this is where I was going to suggest. I know we're not trying to just do like the two-tone orange and teal, but I do think some parallel nodes are going to start to make sense here, where we isolate the skin tone and we'll probably grab the guitar with that, and then we'll have a lot more control over that as a color, and then all of the graffiti in the background and shadows in theory can be colored separately.
So is this where we're going to start hitting primary wheels but masking, or how do you want to tackle that? What's your thought on with the parallel nodes, how to do that? Are we going to do that post glow?
Lord, where is your cursor? It's on both screens. Okay. So here can I just bring the glow down here actually?
Yep.
And then maybe using the mouse with my left hand if this looks clunky. And for here, I would do...
Oh, it's over here. So you want a parallel node next?
Yeah, well, no, give me a serial node.
There's a serial node?
A parallel node. And then...
Another parallel?
Give me a serial node from here. Okay. Because in theory, we should be able to do the parallel node in two different nodes here. Let's see. So bottom is top. So this will be what we want our skin tone to be, right?
Okay. So you want me to start labeling these real fast?
Yeah, go for it.
So let's label skin tones. And then this is going to be graffiti.
Yeah, graffiti and shadows and the blues mainly.
Blues and shadows.
Are you down to try this?
Oh, of course.
Okay. Because I agree, his skin needs some more saturation, but we don't also just want to crank up everything in the image, you know?
Okay, and then we have our mixer. I would really love to, like, can we not zoom this? This is as far out as this zooms.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and hit the clean up button and see what it does.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a lot easier to keep tabs on.
Okay. Works for me.
We'll just have to kind of scroll through. So we got skin tones and blues, and then so we want to go to skin tones and use the qualifier.
Yeah, and I would, if you hit Shift H, it'll show just your selection, which there's no selection yet, but now, yeah, we'll be able to tell very precisely what we're picking up right here. And something along those lines, yeah.
Something about like that.
Yep, and I like grabbing that warm, like white graffiti behind, because that'll keep that in the same
Maybe
family.
grab a little bit of, oh, that got my selection worse. I thought that was going to make it better. That was too much. Boy, it's kind of tricky to think of something about like that.
Yep, that looks good to me.
Okay, and then Shift H brings me back to...
Yeah, so we haven't actually changed anything
No,
yet.
we just got our mat.
And then we don't need to select anything on the shadows because that will just be underneath the skin tone selection up top.
Which is always confusing to me because they're backwards.
It's weird.
So now are we thinking we're going to go to our hue versus hue curves?
Yes, I think that's a good move.
Also, we might play with this color warper at some point because that thing can do some cool shit.
Yep.
Okay, so hue versus hue. Is that what we want to... Or actually, do we even need to use hue versus since we did the qualifier? Or
Yeah,
just
I
want to
would
go to
be
primaries?
hesitant to undo any of our color space transforms or anything.
Yeah, so we just want to use our primary wheels.
Yep.
So what do you think? Where do you want to try and start with this skin tone?
So we're actually on the blues and background node. So with skin tone, let's see.
Like, I feel like it needs some red and yellow into it.
Yeah, a little bit
It's
of
just-
saturation. Just give him his skin a little bit more kind of flush to it, you know?
Exactly. So where should we start? Should we start in the shadows? I think the mid-tones is probably where we want to...
Pull up the color warper just for kicks. I'm curious so see that red line, if you drag that more towards the skin tones maybe at the furthest extent even, does that do something we like or no?
Let me is this the reset?
Yes.
So we just grab this furthest extent and start pushing it.
Or maybe it needs to go the other way.
I think it does because that was starting to get a bit yellowy.
Yeah, that might be too aggressive. That's basically a hue versus hue, so I don't want to do that, sorry.
Okay, reset that.
It's a new tool, very powerful, still figuring that one out.
You can do some cool stuff just by like grabbing things and doing dumb stuff. Is this even, oh yeah. It does some weird things.
I might come back to it because I really like that for desaturating the colors that I don't want in the image, but.
Yeah, what if we just try and use temperature to warm it up?
Yeah.
That actually is starting to do what I want it to do.
Yeah, that's a good change. Maybe a tiny bit less than that.
Yeah, let's try like 300. So here's before and after. There's before. It's just a little chalky. That just adds a little bit of color.
That takes some of that purple out. You never want someone's face to look red, you know?
Yeah, I think that gives a nice change. What about the mid-tone detail? What happens if we start pushing that?
It does add some grit.
And I kind of like that. Like, I know that's like the opposite of what most people are using this for. They're using it to go this way and do beauty crap. I hate that. I really kind of like bringing in some of this mid-tone detail.
I like that. It'll play well with the film grain once we get that on.
Like it just kind of gives a nice. Oh, actually, that brings a lot of punch to it.
Yep.
I look like a real man.
Adds a couple years.
Yeah. It's like the exact opposite of what everyone does on Instagram. The alien look that is so popular. What does that do on the entire shot? Yeah.
It's subtle.
I like what it does for like the hands and everything though, and especially like this hand, it's got a bit of that kind of like lobster skin tone thing going on, and it really solves that problem.
So at this point,
Gives my hand a sense of wisdom.
A sense of wisdom, huh?
I'm gonna push this a dramatic amount, but what if we just start really playing with the lift here?
That was one of those things I did on the initial pass that I did, like push those shadows way down into blue.
So are we preserving the skin tones? It doesn't look like that.
It sure doesn't feel like it. Is the mixer not working correctly?
Is this a parallel node or a layer node? I think I might have messed up, and I think it needs to be a layer node.
Okay. So let's see here. If we do add
That's
the
on me.
layer node.
Yeah. We might just have to redo
Okay.
that correction. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're fine. What if we just do this? What if we delete that,
Oh, and make it a...
add a layer node, push the two into it, boom.
Yep, okay, there we go. It's obviously not the look.
That's why it's important to understand the node flow and being able to like,
Yeah.
oh man, that's so cool.
Yep. But that, I mean, that's closer to the direction I wanted to take the look, obviously.
Right.
Much less extreme. But
So now if we push this, the skin tones should be preserved as we go around it.
yep.
Okay, so go ahead and find your blue for your, let me undo what I was just messing around with. Find where you want to get those shadows at.
I'm going to try the gamma just to see what part of the image that affects.
Watch out for, yeah, it's tricky.
There we go. So do it a lot. Obviously.
I actually like that
Yeah, oh yeah.
a lot.
I do it much more dramatic than the final product will be, right? But then you reel it back in once you found the tone that you like.
I even like it semi-dramatic like that. It's,
Punch that much.
I do. I mean, I know that it's extreme, but
Can we toggle these on and off? On. Yeah. And we could probably desaturate the blues a little bit. I'm just thinking, is that sat? Because in doing that, that should bring his skin tones forward a little bit, right?
yeah.
Let me make the color adjustment without turning everything bright blue. What do you think of that?
I kind of think maybe we move this over a little bit so it's a little bit more subtle in
Oh,
the
please.
desaturation.
Yeah, you never want a hard corner there too. That'll break
hate-
your image.
I hate that when you click them in, it
It moves it.
moves it. But I think something like that, maybe even a touch wider. No, that's probably fine.
Yeah.
I think that's starting to look really good. Let's see here. If we just disable that, that's
You
bringing
can really
in our
tell it
blues.
right here because
Um,
that stays that warm color and that becomes blue.
Yeah, the only thing I'm wondering is if maybe we should grab Huber's Luma on that same color and bring the Luma of it down a little bit.
Of
'Cause of the blues?
Yeah,
Because it
let's try
definitely feels to me like as we've done that it's starting to like
Right.
take some of the depth out of the shot a little bit
Agreed.
because of how bright it's getting. So I think, where's our Huber's Luma? Just do the same selection.
Now this one will add some crunch to your image real quick. So yeah, wider is always better with this one.
Yeah. Like just bring that down, like even just
Yep.
right there, really. I kind of wish we could have done this on a different node, but to kind of quickly see how it's playing. But what if I just do this? Yeah, I like that, especially like if you look at the graffiti, it kind of helps
Yeah.
keep some of that graffiti from. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good right there.
This is getting close to how I'd want to start trying it on other shots too, you know.
Starting to feel like we're getting there.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do another kind of idiot check here. This is our color checker. Oh wait, no, that's raw out of camera. That's our color checker.
Okay.
Which, man, seemed such a dramatic change when we first started, but we've really come a ways from there. I think we're blowing out some of those highlights a little bit more, like the base of this thing, but it's doing it in a way that I feel like is pretty pleasing. The only thing I feel like is a little bit weird is maybe some of this red graffiti stuff looks a little funky. Like we're kind of screwing that up a little bit.
And that would be in our skin tone mask. We might just want to grab that again. Oh, maybe it's not though.
Let's see if we can, I mean, that's part of it, but let's see if we can find out what's really causing that, because I'm guessing it's the film LUT and the color space transform.
Yeah.
That's really kind of messing those up. Which if we remove those, we're way out of the ballpark. But it does make that graffiti look a little bit funky, doesn't it?
Is that the kind of thing where if we highlighted the control or color space transform and the film LUT and then just lowered the gain of both of those, then it might just reduce the effect of those so far,
let's
right?
find out. This guy here.
And key output. Actually, it's the lower one.
It gets better,
but then
we start losing some of the image, so we'll have to, So let's try 0.75 so we can bring some of that back. Oh boy, that really...
Yeah, I wish I'd noticed that earlier.
Well, we're also only doing that on the color space transform right now, so maybe what we do is leave that one alone and do it with the film LUT. No, it's both of them together that's doing it. Let's try, like, what if we do like 0.8 on both of them?
This is where we need the noise reduction, and then we could just isolate the reds.
Yeah. So let's see here. I'm gonna put pulling that down. I feel like hurt the image a lot more than it helped.
Yeah, I agree. Let's get it back to 1. And can we play this clip and see how noticeable it is during playback?
Oh, here, let me do this
full
though.
screen. Yeah. Yeah, we gotta fix that.
It's pretty noticeable. There's a lot of noise in it too.
I do like that color space though.
Yeah, and if we throw away the color space transform and film LUT, we're almost starting over.
Let's can we disconnect those nodes and then just bring in a curve and see if we can't replicate a similar exposure without...
I can just bypass them, and
yeah,
we've got a node right here that we can do that with.
Yep, that's great.
So let's see if we can do that. You just want to do it with regular old curves.
Well, you should toggle off the contrast too, because that was based on the...
You're right.
The film look.
So I'm gonna relabel this one contrast film LUT, so that if we want to go back to it, we can. We'll just leave it bypassed for now.
Sure. Because technically, I mean, the Cine 4 color space we shot in doesn't need to go through the transformation. But.
Right. It just kind of gave it that cool film look thing that... So also, let's go back to the frame we were actually working with, which was right there. Okay, and then do these look okay now? They look way, way better. We're still getting a little bit of weirdness here. That's definitely not from the color checker. Is it from our HDR? No. Still happening with the glow. Yeah, it's in the skin tones now.
Let's redo our selection there.
Yeah. So...
I think we can also soften it if you go into the, I think it's in the key settings, yep. Blur radius. That's
okay.
Not doing much.
Maybe what we can do is just see if we can be a little bit more selective about our mask.
Yeah, maybe just try to not get any of that red. It doesn't actually need to get his whole face either.
Yeah, maybe just something more like... I'm just kind of clicking around to see if I can find a good spot. That's pretty good right there.
Yeah.
And then now if we get out of that, now that looks a lot better.
That's better.
Is it still...
I like that.
Oh, hold on, let me... It's still very much so helping with the skin tone.
Yeah.
Like-
And then,
Well, I guess it's hard to say because this blue thing is crushing his skin tone down without the
it,
mask.
Yeah. And if we put the color space transforms and everything back on, it's still going to be pretty broken, right?
Oops.
That contrast back on too, though. Node 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
that's the
contrast
issue.
node. Can we just mess with the contrast node then?
Yeah.
Because without it, it doesn't look too bad. We got a lot to fix with contrast though.
Let's see, what's that curve look like?
Yeah. Let me do this. Can you like duplicate a node or copy can I like copy it to a new node?
I think it's middle click, right?
Yeah, I did the middle click. How do I?
Oh, there's a way to do that.
Because it'd be really nice if I could leave this one alone,
Right.
and like start. Can you just like copy paste? No, of course not. That'd be way too logical. Let's do this. Let's bring this back. Little GoldenEye 64.
Oh, yeah.
How do I? Well, I'm just gonna bypass it. And we'll just
Add another serial node.
contrast V2 because we haven't done anything with this node yet. I don't think. I think it's just a placeholder at the moment.
Yep.
So, can we? I'm just kind of looking and seeing what, because I think I don't know where in our it's this right here
Yep.
that's messing it up. What if we just push that? No, I mean like right there we're not crushing it, but we're also not getting as much contrast as we really want. What if we I'm gonna try and reset that real fast. What if we just try and push the contrast here? That's still kind of messing all that up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just pivot to...
Do you think if we isolate those red colors and just desaturate the red, it might fix some of that?
Very possible. So let me...
As long as we don't take away his skin tone.
Yeah. So you're thinking like, let's put this one back on and
Yep.
see if we can do that maybe before we even hit the contrast. So it,
Yeah.
like, so add a serial node here after the color checker. Essentially.
Yeah, just curious if that'll do the trick.
Oh, I'm so not used to that. Fix reds. So you want to try and isolate that and desaturate it.
Yes.
So let's see here.
I go, yeah, hue versus sat probably.
What did that do? That just doing like a... Oh, I understand. So we want to do a qualifier and see what we're getting. And it looks like we're able to really hammer in on that. It's a really like limited range, it looks like. So you think you want to desaturate it?
Yes.
Just like right here with the saturation wheel.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to fix the problem, but I just want to see what it does. Because it seems like there's a Luma difference there too. That
Or were you thinking using the hue versus curves to do it?
should do the same thing.
So that's really pulling it kind of down a bit. If we Oh boy, that did not do what I was. It's just kind of like making them disappear.
Yeah. I mean, technically it fixes it, but we just lose that color then from the whole shot.
Yeah, what if we up the blur radius on that? That
Yeah.
doesn't really do anything, does it? Just kind of seeing what some of this stuff does.
Like 80% gain maybe, so we just get a little bit of it.
On the key output?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know that that's really helping.
I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah, this is tricky. I mean, how noticeable is it? It's pretty noticeable that it's just right in here. It's very like...
When you zoom out, what's it look like if you turn that node back on? I mean, it kind of fixes it.
Well, let's do this though.
Could we play it too?
You can still really see it.
I feel like something in our color changed a little bit too. Like that's looking more blue, probably because we narrowed our skin tone selection.
Yeah, that'd be my guess, because it's definitely not hitting it as hard.
Could we try the skin tone selection again and maybe get more? Because I think the issue is we're really splitting the reds with that.
Sure. So a little bit more than that even.
Yeah. Yeah. That looks better to me at a glance.
I mean, this is one of those things that like the film grain would probably fix it.
Yeah, and we'll have that soon.
Hopefully. We won't have it by Tuesday, so we won't be releasing on Tuesday if we're waiting for that, but this is one of those things that this is a particular problem I don't know a good method of solving. What do you think, Eric? Are you still around? No, he's gone.
Oh, forever. I don't think this is worth slowing the whole grade down over.
All right. Are we feeling good about where we're at, though? Overall, look.
Could we play back just one more time to make sure it's not like flashing, like strobing weird or something? I think that's fine. Once you get compression in and people are, watching over the internet.
So, do you want to fly this over to all the other shots then? Or is there anything else you still feel... What, Eric?
I am here. I heard the whole thing. I was just dealing with the spill that Gabe had.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it looks really good.
You're okay with these problems with the reds that we're still sussing out?
I mean, I don't really know. You're talking about the graffiti, right? How
Yeah.
it's got that like edges on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to watch like the whole clip or the whole video to see if it's really noticeable. I don't think anyone's gonna pick that out.
Just
and other parts look very good with it.
Yeah. Like the entirety of the shot, I feel like, I mean, we'll do a quick bypass of everything we have, but like versus the color checker to now, it's definitely an improvement. So I think it's probably worth moving forward.
Yeah. Let's grab a still of that and just drop it on everything and see how close it gets us.
Okay.
If that's what you think the next step is.
I think so. Just move it over and then take a look at each shot and see if there's any minor tweaks we want to make shot to shot.
Yeah, I imagine there will be some exposure changes.
So we've got this. Let me remember that I want to do that stupid thing. Remove that. Apply grade. Is it thinking? It's churning away right now as I'm sitting here. It's applying the grade to all the different clips. It's a lot of nodes, so it's thinking.
That's funny. I've not seen it take so long. But
I've never applied this big of a grade to this many shots.
full node tree, yeah.
It's cool that it updates while we're looking here. It's cool that it updates the clip view
Definitely.
to represent your grade.
Saves having to click in and out to see if it actually did anything.
Yeah, that is if the computer ever finishes. Are we
Not
still
responding.
going? Is it just like,
don't know.
oh, okay.
So,
So it didn't apply the grade.
what I think you might want to do,
I'm just going to try going one at a time here and
Yeah.
see if I can get it to...
I think you drag the still onto your viewer there.
Like that? Okay, and then copy it.
Oh, I like what that does.
Oh, okay. I see
Good.
what we do here. So you right click it like that, and that starts applying it to the... Oh, man, that's such a weird way to work.
Is that middle mouse?
Yeah. Okay, so now...
Can we
Did that
group-
one... Did this one not work? There we go. So now can I just grab all of these like that?
Yeah.
Boom.
That's pretty damn blue. Okay.
Everything got very blue. We may have overshot the blue a little bit.
Yeah. Our hero shot might have had more light than the rest of these did.
But I mean, having a stylized blue look, I don't hate it.
And I think this could be where we go in the timeline or get a group view and maybe just as a whole desaturate the blue just a little bit more. But
Sure.
could we play back like 20 seconds and just see where we're at?
Why don't we just hit play and watch through the whole thing and
Yeah.
kind of get a feel of where everything is? Let me let everybody else see what we're looking at here if I could remember to hit the goddamn button. I don't hate this. I
No.
really don't.
I think it might only just seem super blue because it was pretty yellow to start with, and we just saw that before and after.
Yeah.
I like this. Not seeing like breakages in the red like we were.
Oh, there's some pretty bad ones there.
Okay, yeah.
Again, that's something film grain might fix.
I think the rear angle is going to need some work.
Yeah. And I do think overall we might have gone a little hard on the blue. We could probably dial it back a touch.
Yep.
And I think it'd be worth not double stepping our work, but going back to a node, dialing the blue back, and then reapplying it across them all.
Yep.
It won't take long to do. What are your thoughts looking at this, Eric? We got some breakages in the red on his shirt too a little bit. No, yeah. It's not too bad, but it's there.
It is. I think our next one we're going to want to shoot in a different color space.
Uh-oh.
Those close-up shots look awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do look really good.
That glow looks great there.
Yeah. Oh, that was weird though.
I didn't see it.
Can I like jump back a shot? I don't know. I'll go back to it later. There was like a little pop in the highlights,
Oh,
like
no.
almost like a focus breathe, or yeah, like a focus breathing.
That looks great.
If we just cut the blues back for the widest shots,
Yeah. Very happy with the color of orange that we landed on.
Yeah.
I think that can be largely untouched from here.
Boy, those reds are just all fucked though.
That's so weird.
I'll get some weird blue on my face on that last shot.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we punched the blue a little hard.
Yeah, I think in general we need to dial it back.
Yeah, right there on like next to my ear.
Mm-hmm.
Does some weird stuff on his hand there too. I do have an idea to check on though once we're done watching through. Because I think I might know something that might fix some of these problems.
I like that. If only this guy could play guitar though.
I know, piece of shit.
That's true.
We did have to throw one shot away because he fucked up a chord.
Oh yeah. The whole lip sync didn't match up.
Yep. He's doing weird stuff to his fingernails.
Yep. They look pretty though. Oh,
Painted them blue.
and my knuckles were blue.
Oh yeah. Also the edge of your hand, the shadows are, or the cross between the shadows and midtones there is getting a little aggressive.
We desaturate the blue, push a little bit more green into it.
Okay, so this is our last shot. Sorry for the flickering that happens when I transfer computers.
No
That's some
worries.
weird stuff.
Almost the last shot.
Oh yeah.
All the fingers there.
So we can use that shot to kind of go check out the fingers and dial it back a little bit. One thing I want to try here real fast though is, let me go look at that shot with the fingers because this is a good one to... One thing I didn't do in this color space transform that maybe we should have is it just used the timeline, but maybe if we try and guess it, what the Sony colors were. I don't remember what, because we just used like the Cine one, right? That was the color space that we used.
Like Cine 4, yeah. What if we grabbed our orange selection off of his fingers?
Right here.
Yeah.
See if we can get it a little tighter.
No layer nodes. Damn,
This-
how are we going to reset the nodes on every shot? You think we can just select them all in the browser and do like the shift home thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oddly, I do think that fixes some of these problems to use the right color space coming in. Oops. Go back to timeline. Like it looks, I think this is like now interpreting more properly because that's the color space we shot in.
Yeah.
And then
Do we need to change the input gamma at that point?
we're going to need to change some stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
We definitely didn't shoot an S-Log. I think actually we just shot, I think the gamma, because we didn't shoot in log, so I think that one actually should just be straight up.
Yeah.
Because we shot in a specific color profile, but not a specific log profile. So I think,
Can I try to expand the skin tone selection real quick?
yeah, of course.
I think that'll give us a better idea of if we're moving the right direction.
Do you want me to,
We hit Shift H. Thank you, sir. So what we really need is to make sure we're getting all of that we're losing. Might be a bit much. Yeah, hit. I guess this is just a close-up, so we can't really see anything else with this adjustment, but I mean, does that look better to you?
it does. It's still, I still think that on your blue one, your blue node there,
Yeah, we need to
that we need to
way back.
dial that back a bit. Because I think that's what's
Yeah, so
causing.
there's still blue on my pinky.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
Which
is.
I think the reason for the blue on your pinky is probably actually because my guess at what's happening there is that's the black on your hands that was because you get some black on your hands as you play, right?
Not there.
Not there.
I mean,
No.
not even doing much at this point because I brought in the gamma, so doing the lift. I'm hoping the lift will affect the image quite a bit less than adjusting the gamma would.
Right. So-
Maybe just key that back a little bit. It's nothing.
You gotta watch out when you hit
Yeah.
the wall of the computer. It's a weird.
Wrong monitor.
Yeah, you gotta like kind of. You get used to it.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
That seems like it's affecting the image quite a bit less. I'd be curious
One
what that
thing
would
I'm
look like.
curious about. Yeah, see, like if I bypass everything, there's definitely like
Oh yeah.
some red patching, and it does look like some of that is some of the darkness of getting a little bit of dirt on your finger that's getting pushed into blues by.
But near his nail there, that's not it. So if you open the skin tone node, is that not selected under that? And then Shift H? No, we got that. So that's happening in the color
Where-
space transform then.
Is that where that's happening?
Yeah, something about this doesn't like the red.
No, it's not in the. It's not in either of those.
Is it in the contrast one then?
Let's see if we can find out where it is. It's because of this. It's the red that we're fixing for the graffiti. Since we're we're desaturating those reds,
Yeah.
and his finger's a little bit more red there than it is elsewhere.
Let me see how we desaturated that. Was that with the picker there?
Let's
Let's try a
like it.
different approach there.
Okay,
Can we
you want me to
that?
reset that grade?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
reset.
then go to the curve, or here I'm happy to
Yeah,
do
go
it.
for it.
So here, and look at our hue versus sat, and then hopefully we can just get a wider selection here. There. I'm probably overshooting it, but so we want. It's grabbing too much skin.
Yeah, because you're really just trying to get just those kind of more redder.
Yeah, that softens the difference there.
Yeah, and now we're not blue anymore, but now we got to see how that is playing for our what's it called? Graffiti. See if
Yeah.
it's still doing what we needed there. I do think overall the shot looks better now.
Yep.
Like just in general, I think this looks better.
I think we grab a still and try again and see where we're.
Yeah, can I rename these? Change label. We'll call this like first pass. Grab a still. We'll call this fixing blue fingers. And then just select all of them. Actually, we want all of them but this one.
Yeah.
Apply.
Did
Yeah,
that override?
that definitely brought
Yeah.
a lot of life back into everything. So let's go back and look through the shots.
Yeah.
I still think we have plenty of blue going on, but it's definitely a bit. I should show everybody what we're doing.
It's more subtle, but it's still got the.
Yeah, I do kind of still think now that we're here, maybe now we'll go to the timeline view and push a little more blue.
Sure.
But let's kind of look through. I also feel like in general, this whole thing looks overly saturated to me now.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember where we might have done that.
I think where that was probably in fixing the color space transform, because since we didn't have the correct color space loaded in before, we were looking at more
Gotcha.
desaturated color than the camera was actually putting out. So we kind of started on the wrong spot, if that makes sense.
Should we Command Z and desaturate our still a little bit and then just drop it on again?
Yeah, I don't think we need to Command Z so much as we can just,
Oh, we can just replace it.
we can just click replace. Where was that still at? It's like way, way down the timeline, isn't it?
Yeah.
Actually, can you just like load up? Can I hit place? Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, part of the problem is there. So let's just find it really doesn't matter
Yeah.
where we're at as long as we can see. Actually, I want to find like this shot right here. Where was it? I just saw it. Oh. That's a great shot. I want to find one that like that. That really kind of shows the overall saturation pretty well, I think.
Yeah, that new color space changed the look quite a bit.
It did. We should have set that from the beginning correctly.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily worth let's go back and redo it all, but so do you think just desaturate it at the end of the line, or should we do it more in the beginning of the
Why do you have to use that particular color space?
it helps with the problem with those reds. Essentially, DaVinci's applying some type of algorithm to the colors, and if we don't tell it the type of algorithm the camera shot in, then some colors start not translating properly, and that's where a lot of that noise was happening, I think,
I see.
in improper translation.
Yeah, let's desaturate it maybe in the color space one. Should be able to just grab this.
That's gonna be really, really reactive, I think, but that does look pretty good right there.
That help?
Here, real quick, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna set that back to 0, or 50 is 0, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna... Oh God, no. Oh, I wish there was an easier way to tell it how I want it to do this. What I'm thinking is I kind of want to be able to separate that so we can see them independently. I think maybe like right around there looks pretty good. What does it look like over here on our scopes and everything? I think it looks pretty good. How do you feel about that right there?
I would do maybe a little bit less. But
A little bit less desaturation?
Or sorry, a little bit less saturation. Yeah, 40, 38, something.
That's 38 right there.
Yeah, I like that.
Cut. Grab still.
Try it all again.
Label removing saturation. Now, which fucking shot am I on here? I don't know.
You should be able to just replace them all.
Will that work? You think? It won't double it up?
Nah.
You're probably right. Oh, just like watching the frames.
Yeah.
That was
Yep.
that was good. Okay, so let's go look through these shots. Yeah, even just like looking at this right here, that looks a lot better.
Yep. Let's see what the graffiti looks like now. Not getting that weird artifact.
It's a lot better.
Yeah, that's so much better.
The color space having the right color space. We got to remember that.
Yeah.
Like we got to take I think what we need to do is with the camera find maybe even like do some test shots and figure out which color space transforms we like the best.
And just find one and stick with it. That's what I've seen a lot of people in tutorials say. They only had to learn one and they do it every time.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think we should watch through the thing again and see if we find any glaring problems?
Yeah.
I do still feel like I kind of want to add a little bit of global blue.
Yeah.
You still feeling that?
Yeah, we lost, I think, all of the blue almost. And I feel like we could do some more glow too.
Okay, so let's just add a couple serial nodes here on the timeline.
Yep.
Where do you want to add the blue?
I liked having it in the gamma there.
In the gamma?
On the HDR curve. We just don't have to push it way blue like I did.
That's just like a nice subtle blue.
I think that's enough.
And then we're not losing all of the graffiti looks just fine.
Yeah.
We're not losing anything there. And then you were saying add a little bit more glow maybe?
I think so. Maybe that's more of a shot-to-shot thing, but...
Yeah, that's going to be a trickier one to say.
Too much light on his face might make his face glow, you know?
Right. I wonder if I still have this queued up in my... Oh, I so do.
It's because you don't copy and paste anything else in this software.
I mean, in some ways, that's kind of nice. That does kind of help bring in a little bit more dusky glow.
I like it if you guys do.
I don't hate it. I think I want to make it softer, maybe.
Yeah, spread it out some more.
So it pushes a little bit more and kind of falls off a little hard or a little softer.
Yeah.
And maybe even bring the opacity down. Do subtract.
So just dark in the corner then.
Yeah. I'm just seeing what it does. We obviously want to add. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So I'll call this add blues.
Once you label these, can I just see like
Blues
a quick
clues.
toggle both on and off so we can see what
Yep.
we're doing to the whole project?
And extra glow. So these are our globals. Actually, I can just do it here. Can't. Nope. That bypasses everything.
Yep. Okay.
I think that's nice. Just
Yeah.
like a subtle bit of blue. It's not like you can see it here in the fabric of his clothes.
I think the wide shots will tell us for sure how much it actually.
The only
does.
the only downside of this approach, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Sorry.
I was done.
The only downside of this approach is it doesn't keep our skin tone key. So it's affecting our skin tones a touch.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's a bad thing. And the reason I don't think it's a bad thing is I think that that will help them blend with the overall scene a bit more. Like we still have our key protecting our skin tones, obviously,
Yeah.
but this kind of like brings them into the scene a little bit more.
Yeah. It's subtle enough.
Yeah. So let's go watch through it. Let's see where we're at. That's not the beginning. How do you navigate down the timeline
There's
without?
that bar underneath. It just disappeared. But when you're scrubbing around,
Oh, okay, this is the beginning.
where did it go? That's weird.
Okay, whatever. We're pulling it up. We're watching through. Oh, that's interesting. Now that I'm in the timeline view, or the
Oh yeah.
I don't have the shot-to-shot thing.
That's nice. Is this stabilized?
A little bit, but not a ton.
Okay.
Which we could even maybe mess around with stabilizing some of the stuff in Resolve and see if it does a better job. 'Cause
I've
it's
never
got
used
some-
their stabilizer, but yeah, we can try it. I love that we got the guitar case in there. That was good.
I think this is starting to look a lot better. There's still a little bit happening there, but it's nowhere near as bad.
I think we leave it at that point.
Oh yeah.
That film grain will do the magic
I
we
thought
need.
the previous slightly oranger skin tone was a little nicer.
Okay. And I think that was actually just how blue the rest of the shot was, because we haven't really changed the orange as much, have we?
Not too much. But we could go
I
push
also
it.
feel sometimes it's as if I'm without a partner.
Like it's your only friend. I couldn't
Yeah,
remember the
I mean-
exact lyrics.
Like the town that I reside in. You know?
That's deep. Yeah,
Sometimes-
that's got a nice feel to it. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
The glow there is looking good.
Did you see what I was talking about there with the windows? How it like popped?
I think that was a focus rack.
Yeah, I think you're right. Brand deal.
Got that rebar in there.
Better give me a free guitar.
That's the only cut of the video that I really hate.
That move up.
Yep.
Is there nothing else to put there?
I couldn't cover it.
Yeah, we got cut short on the B-roll by light changing, so that's all we got. That looks great. I think the blues are about where I'd want them. How are you feeling about them?
I feel good about them. So that means all we need to.
Perfect.
What's that?
I think the glow is perfect.
Yeah, it looks great. It's funny because like when I went from raw in camera to the color checker, I felt like this is what it looked like. And then like from there to here, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's a bunch of little changes that add up.
That the window shot definitely looked on.
Looked on, you say?
Odd.
Oh, odd, yeah. I think some more glow maybe on just that one might do the trick.
The trees looked funny.
They're
Oh,
just
okay.
blown out.
We'll go and kind of take a look at that. One other thing I would really like to do if we're gonna do this again, especially if we're kind of doing this dual tandem together thing, would be to get a follow focus and have the second person remotely racking focus.
Yep.
Because we could get so much more interesting shots, I think. Because the autofocus is good, but I don't like how sometimes it like jumps focus where we wouldn't really want it to.
And storyboard. Like especially for the cave shoot, like I'd rather not be in there for 5 hours. It's gonna be fucking cold.
You can deal with it.
Yeah.
I want to mess with this shot.
Give that some more rays or something.
Yeah. I want to see if we can get some rays on that one. So I think what we're going to do here is we've got that one shot with the trees we need to take a look at. I think let's take like a 5-10 minute break.
Yeah.
And come back.
Sounds good to me. I got an idea too with I think maybe desaturating the greens a little bit might kind
just
of
globally or just in the
I
shot?
think globally, because it's only outside and kind of the blown out that we get any green. So
Gotcha.
that might kind of narrow the range of colors in this.
I gotcha. All right. So we're going to take a 5-minute break, hit the head, get some water, all that kind of stuff. Eric, are you just going to stay here on the call?
Yep.
Okay. I probably won't be able to hear you till we come back because of how I'm going to route the audio, but we'll be back here in just a couple minutes. All right. We're back. Eric, are you still around?
Yep.
All right, let's take a look here. So the last thing we were talking about here, so that's our extra glow and everything. Did we even have those on when we watched through it? I think we did. I must have turned them off when we came back out. I think.
I'm not sure.
I honestly don't know now either.
I wouldn't be opposed to more glow, honestly, but I don't want to do it an obnoxious amount.
Okay, and then we were saying we wanted to take a look at the skin tones and maybe bring those a little bit more orange. That was kind of the last couple things we were talking about, right?
Yes.
And then we had that one shot that I need to find with the trees that Eric thought was weird. Okay, so skin tone. Let's use a shot like that. That'll... Do you think we should go back and fix this in our skin tone matte?
So what did we want with that? We wanted more orange, less red, more saturation.
I don't know that it needs more saturation, but I think it just needs a little bit more orange. I think it cooled off a bit.
I still think that we're going to make an adjustment to the blues at this point, right? Push a bit more blue in. I think we should do that
globally?
First.
Or did you want to do that in one of our nodes?
I think we should do it in the parallel node. Or layer node, sorry.
Right here, the blues.
Yes.
So how much... Or did you still feel like you were kind of thinking about changing the tonality of the blue a tiny bit?
I think, yeah, because when we had pushed it really hard, I liked the color. It was just too much, and then we brought it back and I pushed it again. So also this gain is 0, not 1. That could be part of the issue.
Does that mean it just wasn't even pushing in?
Let's see, 0.
Doesn't seem to make that big of a difference. Oh, no, it does. It just doesn't
This is the
update.
easier way to do it. Yeah.
So
maybe we just need...
Split the difference on that kind of thing.
Yeah, because I mean, that really shows the skin tones off better, and I don't think the color is wrong on the skin tones, but by changing the context of the shot, that might kind of... Does that do the trick for you? See that?
I still feel like there may be a little on the yellowy side.
Okay.
And
yeah.
could use a little bit more orange.
Yeah, let's put some orange red in there.
How did we do this before? Maybe we just need to push... Oh, we just did it with the temp.
Yeah.
We just pushed the temp. So maybe what if we push that to like 400? What does that look like if you just like... Okay, obviously that's stupid. But like pushing it to more like 600, I think looks a little bit better.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of hard to tell. Let's see. Let's compare skin tone this way. Yeah, I mean, really, right here, we're pretty pale, and we're bringing a lot of life into that skin tone. And like looking at the before and after, I think it's too much.
Yeah, I think that is too much. Yeah, 400.
I think 4 was where we were at. Let's try 450. That's barely, like, that 50 really makes almost no difference probably, but I also feel like from doing that maybe the blue could get pulled back just a touch bit. Just a touch too.
Yeah, if we're pushing the skin tone, yeah, we should.
Maybe make that gain like 80.
Okay.
Maybe,
Yeah,
oh, wow, that jumped it up to 2 for some reason.
Less.
Oh, that's why I did it, because I did 80 instead of 0.8.
Look at that sweet buggy in the background.
Oh
God
my
damn
it. Reflections, man.
Fuck me.
Let's just burn the whole project.
If anybody from work watches this, they'll never notice that reflection. It'll move by too fast.
Buggy.
Although since we didn't get it in like an actual shot, if you still wanted to have that idea of hiding it in every like one frame of or one small shot of every shoot we do,
It's our Easter egg.
That's a cool way of doing it right there.
Go.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Moon Buggy Productions.
All right, should we copy this on the global and see if it...
How are you feeling? Did that fix the skin tone thing you were concerned about, Eric? And he's gone.
Yep. Definitely looks better.
Cool.
I still want a little bit less red saturation. How would you feel about that?
Sure. Let's give it a try. You
I
want
think we
that
can do it in the skin tones. Layer.
right here?
Right, yeah.
So you want to go to the...
I'd do it in curves.
Oh, go to... You want to do like a hue versus sat curve?
Yeah, and then maybe just grab like his knuckle or somewhere where his skin's more red.
Yeah, I think like looking at this, like right here, is that kind of where you're thinking, like those redder areas right there?
That was exactly what I was thinking.
That'd do it.
I think so. It'll be subtle, but it might help with some of the graffiti.
Should we widen that out a little bit maybe? Or do you think it's wide enough?
I wouldn't widen it to the right because that's his actual skin tone that we want to preserve.
The left.
But yeah, take any purple, red out, to the left.
Can I just key in like 200?
It's funny how some controls in the software just like shoot over and some just crawl,
How's that look? Like, let's do this. Let's,
I like that better at a glance, yeah.
Reset. Bring it back in. Yeah, that's nice. It's just taking out a little bit of the lobster skin that can creep in.
Yep.
Okay, let's grab a still. Change label. Mr. Krabs. Oh wow, that got a lot more blue, didn't it? Let's see here, if we can... It's interesting that it doesn't... So that's like where we were. And we're adding some blue. But it looks good.
Is it too much?
No, I don't necessarily think so. But I think maybe since we've added some of that, maybe we come back to this global blue. And where did we add that in? Did we just do it in the gamma here? Boy, it's barely any, huh?
Yeah, I think we reset that though. Or we should.
No, it's doing just a tiny bit.
I'd take that off.
Just remove it entirely.
Yep. We're doing that in the blue layer now.
Yeah, it looks better without it. It's subtle what it's doing, but it's still like it's kind of making that concrete bluish.
It's unnecessary, I think.
Okay, let's find this tree thing he was talking about. We are back into like the blue territory, as long as that's kind of the look we're going for, but we're definitely pushing bluer again. Which I don't hate.
Yeah, I'd have to see some more rear angle. That's where it really gets extreme.
This stuff.
I thought I was seeing some in the fingernails, but it was kind of a far away shot, so I'm not 100% sure.
It doesn't... I don't see it in there. Let me go to the end shot where it's like super noticeable. Because we had like that one close-up where it was like really...
Like
this shot here.
Yeah. Those colors are good.
It's definitely a cooler grade, but I don't necessarily hate it.
I think we protected all the skin tones pretty well.
There's definitely blue in those fingernails.
That just looks like a reflection to me more so than a bad
there-
grade.
There's a little bit of breakage right there, but
Okay.
I don't know that we're really going to be able to... Let's see if we can figure out where that's even happening. Is it in this node? Oh, it's so hard. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's in this node right here. I wonder... Because it's like taking some of this pinker magenta or, more magenta thing and getting it. So how are we pushing blue here? Is it just in the midtones?
Yeah, I think if you reset the gamma there, it would go away.
Well, that would get rid of all the blue though, wouldn't it, entirely?
Yeah.
What if we get like just a little bit of qualifier and see if we can just pull that particular color out of what it's attacking?
Sure.
I have no idea if that's actually going to work or not, but it took it out of the rest of the shot and doesn't feel like it fixed the fingernails at all. Or is this the kind of thing that we want to invert
I
it?
was going to say do an outside node.
Is it this button? Yeah, that's the button. Right, because that
You had
flips
it.
the key.
Yeah.
So that fixes the fingernails and keeps the blue grade.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Yep, I think that's the answer. Cool. Fingernail problem solved. Hopefully. Shit, should we apply that everywhere?
Yeah.
Grab still.
This is good though, that like by copying the stills over and over, we can find the problem places
Yeah.
in the sequence and then just fix them globally.
Right. So this is going to be nails qualifier. If I could type.
We'll also want to check any of the close-up shots where you see like the full right side of my face, because
Yeah.
a little bit
Right
on
here.
my jawline next to my ear is turning blue.
I'm going... I don't know if that's a good idea or not, putting it on the opening shot. I actually think it should. Because it's just like a black, but... Does it... when it fades to black, it's just black, so never mind, because that's not a...
I have a couple global HSL adjustments I want to try too when you're done with this.
Okay. Okay. Moving on. So we wanted to look at a couple of the other close-ups just to make sure the fingernails look okay. And it was you said your ear.
It's the right side of his face.
You're right up in here.
Yeah. Typically that angle would, like near his beard, would look kind of gray.
Looks pretty good to me on this
Yeah.
shot.
Does it look better to you, Eric? Oh, we've come such a long ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks really nice.
Cool.
Awesome.
The graffiti looks considerably better now. There's still a little bit of noise in it, but I mean, it's night and day from where we were.
Can we stay on this shot? And I want to try something on the global HSL.
Yep. Do you want me to find a different frame, or is this frame fine?
That's great. That's great.
Okay. So global, you want a new node for HSL?
Sure. And what I'm going to try to do is just take a little bit of the blue-green out, because right now it's looking a little oversaturated to me still, but I don't want to mess with the skin tones.
Okay.
So I'm going to see if we can keep the blue color, but just have it be a bit less intense. And stop me if you hate what I'm doing.
So you're just desaturating that?
I just want to try it, because I mean, if you bring it back up here, or that's overshooting it, but like,
Yeah. I
don't
see
like
what you're...
that. That looks obviously way less blue, but somewhere in there, I think it
you're a
makes it
little-
look a little bit less like an Instagram filter.
Yeah,
I think
for
even
sure.
A little bit more.
No, I'm with you. It brings it back into the real world a bit more.
Yeah. But it keeps that color in the shot. You like that?
I do.
That's what I would do. And then I think I can do this at a global level. Can I add another serial node? And this will be HSL green.
I'm gonna relabel this one HSL blue real fast. HSL blue.
We could do them on the same one, but I want to be able to toggle them independently if we don't like it.
Yeah, I know. I'm so like that. I know it's way over doing it to have this many nodes, but I like breaking them out, you know?
Nodes are free. So then the last thing I want to do is look at, because I don't think that green is helping us at all. So see what it would look like if we just completely get rid of that. Which hopefully we can isolate just the green. I gotta look. Oh, there's too many colors in there. I can actually see it looking the other way. Like that.
Is that the tree that you were saying looked weird, Eric?
It's similar to it. And this is me just trying it, but...
No, I'm talking about the window B-roll shot.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know about you, but I think that losing a lot of that extra just yellow outside helps a little bit. And then, again, if you hate it, we can lose it. But I wanted to also try a Luma versus Sat, where we can... I hate that.
That it
Can you press
jumps.
Shift, please? Thank you. Again, I think that just takes some of the gross saturation out of the shot. And I want to see what that did to the window shot. It's where we pulled down out of the window, right?
Oh yeah, that's way back here. It's pretty early on.
I'll let you find it.
I want to say it's like here. That looks pretty... Oh, I see what you're saying about all this noise.
Yeah.
I wonder what's
we should
happening
just dump
there.
some glow on that shot.
Yeah, I wonder what's happening to that. What's causing it? Actually, you know what? I bet you I know what's causing it is I did something that I shouldn't have. Because I shot corrected it in Premiere before I brought it over, and I'll bet you Premiere fucked it all up. Because it was like super blown out the way it looked, and I'll bet you Premiere just sucks. I like this. I kind of feel like maybe if we like pull it back just a tiny bit.
I just want to see what it did, and I like the direction it takes this shot.
Maybe if we did like 75% of it, just because as I was looking at some of the other shots, it was like it shouldn't be affecting any of this too much. Should mostly just be getting these. What's up, Moosey? How you doing? How's your day going? Yeah, like this shot right here. I wanted to kind of zoom in on this and see.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it is nice that it kind of pulls that back a little bit.
Just a little bit less green, yeah.
Just a little bit of like kind of isolating down colors and getting rid of.
Handle.
What's that?
Buggy handle.
The moon buggy handle. Can you see it there?
Yeah, you see it.
I don't know what
See
you're
it
talking
God
about.
damn it. It's right there. It's a good thing this is in 4K, so it's perfectly like there and visible. If this were 1080p, you'd never figure, like you'd never see that.
It's gonna haunt us.
Yeah, we're back finishing this up. We were doing the edit before, and now we're just working on all the color. So this is kind of where we started. This is where we're at. So we've made some serious strides, I think. So we need to go take a look at that one shot and see if we can figure out what's going on. See if we can do some hack to fix this shot. Because that does, like, it just really got all weird up in there, didn't it?
Could we just add a glow node at the end, lower the threshold a little bit, and just blow all that out?
Let's find out. There's a good chance that might work.
Because that should all be in the top. Yeah.
Haha.
10% of the image.
Blow that shit out.
Oh, that plays weird with the dissolve, damn.
That does play weird with the dissolve, but why? The dissolve is happening here in Resolve.
because the
It's
brightness,
because the brightness is so
lower.
much.
Yeah.
But we could probably...
Could you just do a dip to white?
We could, but I've already done another one somewhat recently. Yeah. I mean, it's been a while, I guess, since we did the dip to white, so...
How's that look in real time? I just want to see it.
Hard to know for sure since the computer choked. It's weird that the glow like takes a minute to hit. It's almost like the grade doesn't apply until we get, see what, like it's weird. That could just be because of the way the node tree is visible.
I want to see it frame by frame too, yeah.
Because I mean, it feels obvious that it's working. Because if we were here, and I disable that, then I don't think we would see that happen. Well, no, maybe it's just the nature of the shot. Because like the texture of the branches looks like it's like noise.
Yeah.
So maybe a dip to white is the answer here.
I think so. It's tough to overdo that unless it's like every transition.
Also, let's do this real fast because it's probably still on my clipboard. That way it matches the color of light everywhere else. Oh, let's go back to our edit. I also wonder if maybe a different style of maybe not doing the, just not doing the film dissolve might.
We'll never know.
We'll never know. I got a little bit better that time.
Get another frame.
It's weird that it's not like throwing it into RAM here.
Can you render in this software?
I don't know.
Haven't typically needed to.
Also, maybe if we remove the easing for this and just do a linear dissolve.
Looks like you need to upgrade your computer.
Yeah. Or what I really need to do is have create proxies with all of this before doing it and be editing with proxies. I think my one of the things that I'm gonna change is maybe start cutting in Resolve entirely because it wasn't a bad experience.
Yeah, I wanna try it some.
I think that's gonna, like, just frame by framing it, that looks a lot better. What do you think?
I still think I'd try a dip to white because it kind of just makes sense from like the window's bright. Let's pull out of that.
So let's go to.
It's weird that glow comes on so late.
Yeah, it is kind of weird, huh?
Still have a lot to learn about like the order of operation. In software.
Where's their effect pane? Oh, good lord! There's timeline view options. Oh boy. Stack timeline. Oh boy, I'm gonna get myself in trouble over there. Where the hell are the effects? Effects. There should be like a button up here somewhere for.
They need to be in cut, not edit.
Very well might.
Effects.
Where are you seeing that? Right here. It's weird because this isn't how I did it before, but we'll see if this works. There should be like video. No, these are all like effects stuff, not like transitions. There should be somewhere. Where was this?
Is it up there? What?
Apparently not. We know this program really well. Where did I find this earlier today? Because I did like a dip to color. Where was that? It's definitely not in the color tab. It feels like it would be in the cut tab. Generators.
Can you copy and paste the previous cross dissolve or fade to white?
Well, I'm starting to think that maybe it is in here. Keys.
Oh, they got depth map in there. Are you on 18?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you are.
I just don't really have. I mean, I guess some of these things I have, but
Just get the watermark with it.
just put camera shake on everything. Analog damage. Damn it. I want to know what the film grain. So where is this? Pouring clips.
Clips.
Edits long. Oh, you can tell it. Interesting.
Put that on the whole
Search.
timeline.
Let's look for transition. No. Oh my God. There's a
a whole
transitions
tab.
tab. Good fuck. Okay, well. Ooh, a blur dissolve.
Hello 2007.
I know, right? Dip to color dissolve.
That's the one.
all I needed. Now, I don't remember. I think this starts on the cut. So I think you right click it. Why will it not
Do
let
the
me?
heart one.
No, it's all about star wipes.
Star White Productions.
I don't even know why they have this shit in here. Like, who the hell uses this stuff?
George Lucas.
Oh, yeah. Why won't it let me, like, it's got the dip to black, but now I can't
Can't change it.
seem to move it. Or preview it. Helpful. Okay, so
There you go.
gotta come over here, start on edit. And then I don't remember how long this was supposed to be, but it should be a fairly long.
Yeah. So did we lose that glow that we put on there?
No, it's still on there. Maybe. I think it's still on there. Color looks right. Real quick, let me fix the color though. Or the dip to color,
Yeah.
because it needs to be.
I'd paste in, yeah, that orange.
Oh, you think so?
And then just, yeah, increase the brightness of it maybe. Where does that, never mind.
Well, I think what we need to do with it is
Bring it all the way to the bottom, right?
just like use that,
Yeah.
but something about like there.
Yeah. I wish we could play these back. I think even brighter.
I don't think that color's right.
Yeah, no.
I think it just needs
go
to be a
white.
white. Because that way it, you think go brighter with the glow. Well, that actually, that does the job pretty well.
Yeah. I'm a fan. I wish we could play this back.
Although I do kind of feel like maybe catching like whatever color this is. Can I can't like color picker this? That's silly.
Pick screen color. Is that under the palette there?
Where you pick oh, okay. Okay.
Whatever the hell that's doing.
Yep, so that's not super helpful.
Doing something.
It's probably because it's like bypassing the effect to do it.
Yeah.
Whatever. I think that'll look fine. I think it'll be fine. It's hard to tell since it falls apart as we render this effect.
If you set in and out points, is there any kind of timeline render, clip render?
Oh, no. Oops, wrong button.
Lord.
I fucked it up. Is this it? No, that's the other one. Here's my shot. Okay, mark in. Mark out.
I have one more global adjustment I want to try.
Yeah, I don't see any kind of like render options.
What about like
What does this do?
edit or like on the top menu? Or clip.
Where? Oh, here. Freeze frame. I don't think that's what we want.
Oh, I'm too used to Avid Media Composer.
Honestly, the thing is, I should have built proxies.
Yeah.
That's what I should have done, so that we're not, because we're editing and grading on top of 4K footage, and that was a mistake.
It's okay. I think it's close. We can check the final render to make sure we like it.
Yeah. Fusion memory cache. I don't think we're using Fusion. Oh, can I like bring down the quality of this?
I was looking for that. I didn't see it.
Oh well, I think this is fine. I mean, if we frame by frame it, you can see it come in and it looks fine. So I think let's move on.
Yep.
How do I, there we go, clear in and out. I don't feel like that cleared my in and out points.
Gotta update the Stream Deck.
Maybe they changed. I don't see where clear in out is. Whatever. We're going to come back. You said you have a global thing you want to look at?
Yeah, I want to try one more thing. I still feel like we have some colors that are competing in this.
Oh, that rendered a little bit better.
Yep, I like that.
That'll be fine.
Yep.
Okay, so you want to find yourself a shot that you want to use to...
Are you good with the brightness? Actually, I think this is a great shot to do it on. And then go, is it? Oh, this is the timeline.
I'm on timeline,
okay.
yeah.
Add a serial node, please. So this is gonna destroy this, but I just want to see what the color warper does if we don't do that.
Just gonna kill all the magenta and all the green. Just two-tone it hard.
I mean, there's not much in there in any way, you know. I want to see what it does, then maybe try to recover it from there.
It does almost nothing to that shot.
Yeah.
But what's it gonna do to other shots?
And then pull all of the blues here and move them towards...
Cyan them a bit.
It's going to be super destructive, and I don't expect this to be the final adjustment, but... Yeah, maybe this isn't a good shot to try it on. There's really just not many of those colors in here. Okay, there we go. That's actually doing kind of what I wanted it to do. Not that I think we need to make all these the same color, but like that doesn't fit in the palette to me. Maybe if we... Stop me if you hate it. I feel like you do, but...
I'm just kind of trying to take it in. Like, I see what you're trying to do, like remove some of the difference between all the different types of graffiti there.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. So I don't know if that's the best way to do it.
I think it's an all right idea, but I think even here we need to dial it back a little bit.
Gain it to like 0.3.
Yeah, so it's just like...
Yeah, I think it needs something like that, though.
Yeah, I like that. Because now it's still like, there's still contrast between them, so they don't look like they're the exact same color, but they're closer together.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't hate that. We'll call this...
That color warper is some of the strangest color tool I've ever seen.
I know, right? I'm just curious what it does to some other shots. Yeah, it kind of pulls some of the purpley out of that.
Yeah.
But it's not really touching the skin tones at all, which is good. Some shots it does almost nothing.
Yeah, there's a lot less color in that shot.
But again,
Less
it's just
variety.
Just a little bit of...
It's doing what I wanted it to, actually. I'm happy with that.
Cool, yeah. I think we could maybe push it just a tiny bit more.
Yeah, try 0.4.
Yeah. That's nice.
Tempted to desaturate the blue a tiny bit more as well, but that's getting nitpicky. We probably have bigger fish to fry at this point.
I think we're getting, like, you know, here's starting.
I kind of prefer that.
I mean, it's
There's
definitely a
your bleach
very...
bypass.
It's definitely hitting into that bleach bypass. It's definitely, you know, looking. It's interesting that you don't get audio when you scrub this view. So that's in camera. It's definitely like we're blowing out kind of a lot.
I don't remember our first edit blowing that much out. That must be the secondary transform we went back and did.
Possibly. We also, didn't we change something else along the way? We added maybe we hadn't looked at the glow. I don't know. It definitely feels like we're.
Oh yeah, toggle that extra glow off. I bet
That maybe that's what it is. Oh, that's a big part of it. It's definitely, but I mean,
I
it's
like it,
bringing
though.
the color back in to it. So I think we definitely want that. But it's just, and I like it blown out like this.
It's not the most compelling background to show. I don't think we're losing anything there.
No. And if anything, the haloing of that is a more exciting thing than
Yeah.
it kind of like isolates this post a little bit. It looks nice. And here, like, I like what it does on this shot specifically because it's almost like vignetting in a way,
Yep.
which that's another question. Do you think any of these shots need any vignetting?
No.
Oh, I wanted to look at this shot.
Do your beams.
I think this one might benefit from, let's add a,
This node tree's getting messy.
yeah, and this is going to be tricky here because now if we go and we change anything on the overall grade, I'm going to lose this. You know what I mean?
I feel like we're done with timeline adjustments. Almost.
I think you're right. I think we're pretty well done. Let's see what these do. I'm curious how much we're going to have to keyframe this.
Interesting. They're not all the same angle. Is it guessing?
I think the problem is that it's actually doing them all from the same direction, but the camera sees them from different directions. Does that make sense? It's like I just need to adjust the Y value here to.
I like that. You make them longer? Yeah.
I think it's something like that. And yeah, you can
Crank.
and I would
length.
make them quite a bit longer.
Yeah. Damn, maybe we should put that on every shot too.
But I think we want to soften them up a good bit. Actually, maybe keep them a little harder, but turn the brightness down a little bit. And then also a big thing is let's change it to our typical color.
How would you feel about matting that doorway out and then just having it come through the portholes, you know? And then we could crank it some more.
Yeah, I think that might not be a bad idea. Real quick, I'm curious. I feel like I'm not seeing them very much right now.
Threshold might be too high.
Maybe somewhere like right around there. Something like that. Let's see what that looks like through the shot.
I can barely see those.
I'll just crank up the question is that do they look weird? Like, do we need to keyframe the motion of them? Let me do this. I'm going to do something kind of weird and silly. We're just going to do this. You know what I mean? So we can like see what they're doing in the shot. Actually,
It looks like it moves.
they track, don't they?
That's amazing. I think they need to be more white though.
Yeah, I agree. I think what we need to do with it is just same color, but
You should be able to just change one of the values in that.
let me try that.
Which one would it be? I think it would be the value, right?
Nope, that's left and right adjustment.
Maybe it's saturation then.
It's not the red value.
I think it's saturation. Weird that it jumps from side to side.
Yeah, it's like kind of hopping a little bit. Maybe set it to like 100.
Yeah, yep. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, that's starting to look nice. Maybe just a touch more. So we get a little bit of that match, but not much. Like there. Is that too much?
No, I just think we should lose that whole doorway glow.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense for it to come through that way.
Oh.
So this is where I'm going to lean on you a little bit. Do we just do one of these things? Just like window it and...
Yeah, I would do an outside node. So you're looking at the... Or yeah, let's just do this.
Can't we just do a quick power
I was going to
window?
invert it and then take out the other one, but yeah, let's just... That could be tricky though. No, if it tracks though, it should
We can just do that.
I would include the whole ray because I think we're losing quite a bit without having that left ray there. And then if we track it as it moves right, it should move away from the doorway.
Okay.
So do that. And then...
Actually, even right there, do we...
And just track that forward. Or maybe you don't even need to.
I don't think we need to. I think it's fine.
Go to the end of the shot.
Like the beginning of it looks fine. Yeah. I don't even think we need to track it.
Go to the point where it's kind of close. Like right there.
Yeah, but I mean, like, eventually we're going to be
Okay, yeah.
doing that. And if we, like, give it even more fall off, I think that's going to be just fine.
Yeah, that looks great.
I think we want to keep it subtle. Maybe, like, there. Let's see what it does when I...
Yeah. Lots of atmosphere there.
soften them up, because in real life they'd be pretty wide.
Couldn't get the fog machine out there, unfortunately.
Yep. How's that look to you? Up, and now it's gonna chug.
I don't even see him there.
I think this is one of those things that, like, you don't see them because we have them, but we could definitely
I think brighten him a little bit.
keep them soft, brighten them up a bit, maybe like there.
Yeah. Since we're not doing this throughout the whole video, I'm not afraid of overdoing it for one shot.
Yeah. And chug.
Yep.
Cool. Is there anything else that we need to do, or are we feeling pretty good here?
Last thing I would want to do is go through really quick shot by shot and make sure that our exposure, oh good lord, what did that do? Is just because some shots seem a bit darker than others to me. Can you, I guess it's
Oh, there's the bar.
it comes and goes. What
It's
on
so
earth?
weird.
So like that seems to match. That shot seems a little bit bright to me, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And this could be as simple as just going in our is it contrast here?
I don't think it's that one. I think that's the one that we ended up not using. It's the first contrast node.
Fix red. Oh, right there, sorry.
Is this just like grab the offset and turn it down one? Or is that...
I guess that could work, yeah. Maybe gain. No,
That's just highlights, right?
Highlights too much. Or honestly, we could just do. Nah, yeah, let's just do offset.
Real quick while we're doing this, I'm going to
Get some music on you.
get some music going. It's a little quiet.
You're closer to the mouse. You might be able to make these adjustments a bit faster than I can too, but
Just kind of keep an eye on it with me.
for sure.
I think this shot's looking pretty good.
Sure. Let's see what the first one looks like.
Just kind of looking at the scopes. We got a lot of highlight blowout. Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yep.
This one,
Brighten it up a little bit.
This one feels like it needs some saturation too compared to the rest. Is that just me? It feels a little desaturated.
I think some brightness might do that trick too, honestly.
Think so?
Yeah.
So just punch up the offset a tiny bit. You know what?
I might do that in the curve.
Is that where you did it before?
Yeah, looking, just grab that dot. No, the one slightly left of it.
I'm like spacing here. Talking about this.
No, you had it right. So on that curve, just the dot to the left.
That's
right
here.
there. Pick that up a little bit.
So you just mean kind of push the contrast up or the curve up a little bit like that?
I think so. Maybe bring it left a little bit. Because you can see on the left, that's where the most of our brightness is in the shot, you know.
There we go.
Yeah.
That looks a lot better.
Yep. It's kind of hard to explain.
Yeah. I get what you mean though.
I think a bit more glow on this shot. This might be where we can, adjust from shot to shot, but a little glow might go a long ways here,
Just bring up the gain of it a bit.
I think so. And this is just me riffing ideas at this point, but
Yeah, you can push that quite a bit. Looks pretty good right there.
yep.
You think it still needs a little bit more of this? Or does this shot look pretty good to you?
I think that's pretty good.
Okay.
That matches pretty well to me.
Yep.
I said brighten that one up a tiny
Think
bit.
so. Okay.
That little move.
That look good?
I didn't even notice a change there, honestly.
It wasn't much. It was from like here to
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, you see that on the ground, you get a lot more.
Yeah, for sure. Hit the glow.
Yeah, hit the glow, tiny bit more brightness maybe. That might be just kind of across the board as needed, and then we'll just pick shots that don't need it, right?
Looks pretty good. I like that little orange we added to the glow. It
Yeah,
makes a
it
nice little
believable.
bit there.
yeah.
This shot could probably brighten up a little bit.
Yeah,
Right about there.
yep. These little tweaks will just make all the shots go well on either side of the cut,
These two, I don't even know if we need to adjust this one. It looks pretty bright. Like his face is already kind of on the edge
Yeah,
of
almost blowing it out.
almost blown. I think we leave this one alone.
Yep. One.
More glow.
More glow, maybe a bit more mid-tone brightness like we've been doing. Because I think that really separates him from, yes.
It punches those windows a bit too.
Yep.
This shot could probably.
Yep. Yeah, that makes the guitar look nice and shiny.
Yeah. Next shot. Definitely this one.
Yep.
And maybe.
So maybe a bit more. What's it look like if you really overdo that correction? I want to see kind of the slider we're on. Okay, yeah.
Maybe like right there.
Yep.
This one definitely.
Yeah.
Push that up a little bit. Hit this glow a little harder here to get that light to punch a little bit. That looks nice.
Yep. And hopefully this keeps kind of the shadow, like grunginess of the video without making it too dark overall,
I'm still curious what we're going to do about film grain. Like if we're going to end up doing that or not. I don't know that we want it because I have some like film grain overlays, but I don't think that's going to do the same. It's not going to look as good as what Resolve probably has built in.
Might just need to live without it.
I'm tempted to like bring it in on an adjustment layer and just see what it does, but
Yeah.
we'll see. I don't really know how to use adjustment layers in this program yet.
I've done like no cutting in this.
Push that glow a little bit. That looks nice.
Yep.
This one we're getting on the edge of blown out.
I think that brightness is probably fine. That one needs a lot.
Maybe like there.
Yeah, and maybe... Can I try something real
There
quick?
you go.
Will you Command Z real quick? So we had it. Is that where we started with it?
Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. The node
Okay,
got
there we go.
disabled.
Maybe do it a little bit lower. No, that's not what I want to do. Because this, you see, it kind of blows his face out. Trying to... Let me Command Z again. Sorry, I need my own keyboard over here. I think that helps a little bit. Ah, it's so touchy.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to.
Very good.
I think that needs to move that way a little bit because it's starting to punch his skin a lot.
I don't know. Maybe how we had it at first was better.
I think that looks fine right there. It matches. I think maybe. Yeah, I think that looks fine. Maybe it could be a little bit more there.
Yeah. Yep.
This shot looks fine,
Mm-hmm.
if not on the edge of blown out. We got that little sliver of blowout. What about right here? Like, I guess according to the waveform, we have a ways to go, but it sure seems close to blown out on his forehead there.
Can I try one more global adjustment really quick?
Yep.
Let's see. Go timeline. Forgot this is something I often do. Will you give me a
You need a new
serial node?
node.
Yeah. I just want to look at taking out the saturation and like the deep shadows. Shift, yeah.
Ooh, actually,
Way up like that.
that's starting to look cool. That's a very stylized kind of thing, but
Yeah. We need saturation somewhere in here. I think maybe just... No, we already did that on the high end. Something about this image still feels too saturated as a whole to me.
yeah.
And I'm gonna... So let's undo this. If I can.
You just hit the reset button.
Yeah, go for it. 'Cause that didn't do much. Just a little blue. That's way too saturated. I still think, I mean, we had it around here, right? Dipping it a little bit lower, would you be okay with that?
Yeah.
Maybe split the difference. I don't want to take out all the blue we added in, but I feel like the colors are fighting each other a little bit.
Sure. You can see how hard we're doing. Like we pretty straight up paralleled those colors.
And we said we weren't going to do it.
We knew we were gonna do it. I think that looks good.
Is that okay? Okay. Then let's keep shot matching as long as that didn't mess up the rest of the clips.
This one I think is fine, although we could maybe even punch that glow harder.
Yeah.
This one's maybe a little on the dark side.
Yeah.
Push that up like right there. Oh, it doesn't look too bad.
I feel like his skin looks a bit saturated in this shot. Are you getting that too?
Yeah, a little bit.
Could probably just go to his the layer node there and turn his saturation down maybe.
Maybe just that little bit. Because that's where we were. Maybe like just take 5 out.
Yep.
That looks good. This one definitely needs some love in the contrast. There we go.
See,
Oh,
this one
pretty
I feel
nice.
like needs more blue. I don't know. It depends on the shot, you know.
Yeah.
Could we go to the blue layer on there and just crank the saturation up again?
Do we need to just bring the gain up?
Yeah, we could do that.
So that's like a full 1 up.
Yeah. glow and brightness adjustment.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna just punch that glow. That looks pretty good right there. What do you think?
Yep.
This one definitely could brighten up a little. We're gonna blow out that even more if we do it, but
just pull that to the left a little bit.
actually the blowout looks kind of nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that gives it that hazy glow.
Probably push this one a little bit. We probably could have almost just like done that on all of them, but
Yeah.
that looks good. How do you feel
Some
about that?
didn't need it though. Yeah, I like that.
I feel like this one needs that skin tone slightly desaturated too.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yep.
It's like just that tiny touch. Maybe add that little bit of contrast. What do you think of that?
That looks good to me.
And then this one, we definitely want to match what we did with the other one. Kind of love Super Nintendo music.
I know.
That one looks pretty good.
Yeah.
This one, just for sake of consistency, let's give it that touch more, blow it out. This one probably needs it too, huh? It's a little dark,
Yeah.
like right there. Hit the glow a little bit more.
Yeah, blow that whole doorway out.
It's nice that you get that like orange haze coming through the door.
This glow plugin is one of my favorite things about Resolve, man.
Yeah. I'm just so ready for the film grain.
Mm-hmm. I could use a bit more brightness. I say more.
I don't know if like, I didn't mean to do that. I don't know if like we just lost Eric on Discord or if he hadn't said anything in a while, but.
I'm still here.
Oh, okay, you're still here. What were you saying, more glow?
Or maybe a tiny bit more brightness, just looking at his skin tones.
How do you feel about where things are ending up, Eric?
Looking sharp.
Something about like that, and then punch that glow a little bit more.
Yeah. And how long do you think it will take to export this?
I have
4K.
No idea.
Okay. I was gonna say I wouldn't mind watching a bounce of it if we can.
Yeah, I think we probably can. It only took Premiere like 3 or 4 minutes to kick out a thing, but that didn't have all the grade stuff, so we can hit go on it and see what it does.
I mean, most of them can play back, so it shouldn't chug too bad.
Yeah, this shot definitely needs some brightness.
Yeah.
And push that glow. Yeah.
That's so good. I want to see those rays a little bit more, man.
You still want to?
I
guess I'm
do.
just like, I wonder what happens if I definitely want to punch the glow on this shot. I guess I'm just like, since we're artificially adding them, I'm so scared of them looking fake. You think like even something like that?
Yeah, because I still barely see them, you know? They might go unnoticed unless we really... And also the next shot's pretty bright too. It'll help shot match.
Yeah. I don't think we need to brighten this shot up.
Now let's glow it up though.
And glow it up.
Yeah. Oh, I guess we already had a lot on it, huh?
Yeah, we just had the default amount.
Okay.
And then this one we can brighten it up and glow it up.
We're gonna watch this and be like, God, we need to take all this glow out.
I know, right? It's only going to take like 3 hours to go back and turn it all down. There we go. And then we fade to black. All right, let's watch the curve. So I need to set some in and out points here.
To deliver it.
So I think we want it to be like right here. Mark in. And then, Eric, you're going to want a little bit of black on the end of it to be able to put like cards and stuff on YouTube, right?
Yep.
Okay. Is like 2 seconds of black enough?
Maybe. Could you just play the last, I don't know, 10 seconds of video into that?
Sure.
'Cause I might have some cards over some of the video if it works. Have them pop in a little early.
All right, that should give you
Yeah,
enough.
that should be enough. I might pop them in like as the camera's starting to spin around behind
Sure.
me.
I can always make amendments to that as well if we need to, but
Yeah.
okay. So I think we're there. So let's go to deliver. File name. Let's get a location here. I'm going to get us. So
Did you put the new audio in that?
I did.
Nice.
So I'm going to go to under the bridge. Actually, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and hope that this is maybe a final. So I'm going to put it in here and we can replace it if we need to. Just going to do the MP4 version of it. We'll call this under the bridge. Final V1, because who knows if that's going to change. And we're doing QuickTime, or just, no, we'll do MP4. Should be 265 since it's a 4K. I think so.
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure that's correct.
Okay. We want best quality, don't restrict, advanced settings, we want square pixels, data levels, let's just do full.
Looks good.
Yep, I think everything looks good. There's still maybe one or two shots that we might stabilize. Now, as far as cutting goes, render to individual clips, that's fucking cool. You can kick out. So if you had to give it to somebody else. Okay, add to render queue. Render all. Let's see how long this is gonna take. Sure seems to be churning through it pretty fast.
Yeah, 5 minutes left.
Man, I remember when I first started doing edits like this, I wasn't putting on any effects or anything, and it'd be like, hit render, and be like, in 3 hours, you could see if this is any good.
Oh, we've come a long ways. Now you
Fuck,
can just
I don't
spend that
miss
3
that.
hours fine-tuning the glow instead.
You know, how fucking obnoxious it was to kick out a 3-hour render and then be like, fuck, this one shot's 3 frames too late. Do it again. God, I don't miss that.
Pixar's render times have largely stayed about the same. They get more processing power and they just say, well, let's do more passes.
Right. But they're doing a whole lot of like test renders beforehand, and by the time it goes to like the real render, they are pretty sure that it's gonna go.
One of my college projects was in RenderMan, which is the software they use. And it's at least the version I was using, and this was 7-8 years ago. It was very finicky in that the number of passes you would do would drastically change what the output looked like.
Oh, sure.
Especially if you're working with things like hair. Like you do 10 passes and it looks like kind of furry, and you do 100 passes and it looks fuzzy.
Right.
Was this 3D animation?
Yeah.
Interesting, okay.
Oh, kicking out those MXF files for this. Each pass from Premiere was like another 25 gigs worth of data. It's so nuts. It's really cool how Resolve tells you what the clip formats are for each clip in your timeline.
I wish I understood more of that.
So, at work we're always doing DNX HD.
Right.
DNX HR is the 4K version of that. And then the HQX is just, it's the high quality version, like the 10-bit version of that. Because I don't think we do a lot of 10-bit color stuff at work. We're mostly working in 8-bit color, so it's just DNX HD 145, which is still massive files, but these files would be even more stupid massive. I'm just exporting an MP4 right now. I didn't do the, so there'll probably be some blocking in the blacks and some weird stuff like that. But I will push out a higher quality one that we'll upload to YouTube. But
we're uploading this in 4K.
Yes,
that's awesome.
Which it kind of sucks because like I almost feel like if I want to upload in 4K, then I want to shoot in 6K.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
we didn't punch in at all, though, did we?
No. Well, I punched in a couple shots that I stabilized.
Oh yeah, that'll do that automatically.
Well, isn't the A74 native 7K?
I don't think so. I didn't see any 7K options.
I think you can do the slightly larger 4K.
Oh yeah.
Where it's a different aspect ratio.
Mm-hmm. I'll have to look into that. But when I was looking at the settings, I only saw 4K. I didn't see anything above that. But we got to spend some more time with that camera.
Yeah, it says that the sensor's 7K resolution.
Wow.
Well, next time we'll shoot in 7K. And we'll have even more stupid amounts of data to archive.
Fill the memory card even faster.
Jesus. I'm already trying to figure out how the hell to back up all this without spending a small fortune on NAS storage. Because that 4 terabyte drive you have is going to fill up so fast.
Yeah, I just upgraded my Flex NAS, and fucking expensive, every one of these drives.
How much? What did you get, like 8 terabyte drives?
Yeah, I keep adding to them. I just get the Western Digital Reds.
Yeah. So let's see here. I'm curious how much this whole project, like how much space. 50 gigs for the entirety of, oh nope, I'm wrong. 100 gigs for the entirety of the project. Render's done.
All right.
Although, let's see here. Oh, I put that in. I put it into the master's archive. Music videos. Bing, boom. What?
Oh my god. Do you have VLC?
Yeah. That's just... Oh, wait. No, I probably don't yet. I'm going to need to go get it real fast.
It's so dumb to make you buy that. Spend $1.
That is stupid. That I would have understood if it made me go download the codec, but I didn't know they had you buy codecs. That's ridiculous.
But too many people have paid for that.
Like, I already have to pay a ridiculous amount for every Windows seat that I have. It's totally stupid to buy video codecs. Eric?
Yep.
Do you want me to upload this to the drive real quick so you can watch it with us without watching it over stream? Or do you...
Sure. What's the file size?
Not too crazy. It's 4 gigs. Okay, so maybe it's a little crazy. Never mind.
Can
I
we
don't
kick
think you
out?
have that space.
I could on Dropbox.
Should we just kick out a 1080 version for him to kind of client review?
Nah, I'll send it to him later.
Okay.
He can watch it over Dropbox later.
I should be able to see an okay 1080 by Twitch.
This looks good.
I like the amount of orange left on the ground there. A little bit of grungy bleach look, just a little bit.
It's bleach.
Oh my god, it's a bit on the nose.
Yeah, I think the only real thing that we have to figure out next time is if we're either going to do the Ronin or your gimbal. Just see if we can fix that whip problem. Once we fix that, like, that's my only real disappointment with this shoot, I guess.
I do think that a lot, you see how it's kind of rotating there, jittering a little bit. A lot of that should be able to be fixed in stabilization. Maybe not at this point, but...
I can go back into Resolve, because Resolve has some stabilized stuff. I might play with that tonight, but I'm not going to waste everybody else's time with that.
Yeah, that's just kind of a trial and error thing. The before and after of this grade is pretty crazy.
But as a first go with the camera, we didn't know.
Yeah.
Not so bad. That looks so different because that rebar looked super red in the raw footage.
Wow, moon buggy.
Are you still thinking you want to do a dead code video in this location too?
I was never thinking.
What?
I was never thinking such a thing.
Oh, you weren't? I could have sworn you said something about that.
No, David said that he wanted to.
Oh.
And I said, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it would look really cool, but I do not want to haul a whole band's worth of gear in there.
No, that would suck. The MP4 compression is not as bad as I was expecting. Even in those really dark spots, it's not blocking a ton.
That's so good.
Maybe it's because I'm not used to doing 4K video. I'm always working in 1080, but
I think Resolve just handles things like that a bit better than what I'm used to, you know? It's a great shot.
Moon buggy.
God.
That guitar is so damn reflective.
I should look into getting the finish removed.
I'm sure the guy who made it would be super disappointed.
I don't
Scuff it
know.
up
Like,
a
he
little
does, he does French polish on some of his guitars.
Yeah.
If you request it. Yeah, once we get your marking fixed up, I'll use that for some of the videos.
Yeah. Those
Like
light
the,
rays look nice.
If we do any Last of Us stuff, that's perfect for that.
Yeah. I think we're in a good spot. I'll play around with stabilizing a couple shots and we can decide on the film grain thing if we want to wait a week for that or not, but
There's a big rush to get this out.
yeah, it's really kind of up to you.
Yeah.
It feels pretty good.
I can wait for that stupid fucking dongle.
Yeah. Well, and so that actually, I don't want, like, because you can buy it with just like an activation card, not with a dongle. So you get like a card. Oh, really? Now I'm going to lose the screen capture?
Come
well,
back.
it's not coming back. At least we lost it now at the end of the stream because we're done. Maybe that's a good time. I wonder what's happening there. I wonder if it's like trying to go to sleep or I don't know. But this HD60S, I just need to get rid of this damn thing. It's a pile of dog shit.
Well, that timing couldn't have been better.
Yeah, no kidding, right? It was like right at the end of the videos, it went to black. Yeah, I think that card just totally crashed. And now it's crashing my video program, so that's not good. Anyway, is it this? Oh, everything's all jacked up. There we go. now it's back. Anyway, we'll go ahead and end the stream now. Eric, I'll upload that to Dropbox, and we'll do some reviewing on it and decide if there's any last things we want to fix. And we should be good to go.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Yep. Thanks, everyone, for coming and chilling. Take it easy.